And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Keg of Glory edition of the Voluntary Reaction as Tennessee defeats ETSU in a game I'm not really sure why we are even bothering with these anymore. But here we are, a school record 72 points today for the Big Orange as the Volunteers roll up over 700 yards of total offense today against ETSU on a rain-drenched Saturday afternoon at Neyland Stadium. I'm Russell Smith alongside Davey Hudson of Outkick. Bear is on assignment in California today. We will check in with him at some point. I've got Brett the Hulk Hollander and downtown Ryan Brown through the glass getting us on the air this afternoon. Davey, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Russell. I'm doing well. I'll be honest. We didn't need today to happen. We've talked about this before, but it doesn't seem as though anybody was seriously injured, which was really the only thing we were hoping for. And I'm sure we'll talk about the game a little bit, but all eyes right now, they're on to Georgia. So, it's always great to drink from the Keg of Glory. So let's do this thing.
Tennessee starts with a 6-play, 82-yard touchdown drive. Chris Brazzell hauling in a 21-yarder from Joey Aguilar to get the festivities started for Tennessee. But if you were in the stadium today, you could say you saw a record-setting day. 72 points, the most ever in the 130 years or whatever it's been of Tennessee football history so far. Davey, I want to have fun today as we're watching Florida struggle at home against Comrade Golish and the Bulls, as we're watching Dabo get beat at home by Troy. I want to watch these things. I want to enjoy these things, but it is hard for me to not watch today's game and wonder why we are playing these FCS games. Of course, everybody plays them. It's not just Tennessee, but man, I really wish that we had a better opening game experience for our fans today.
Absolutely, Russell. And we look at this as a situation where we eventually see these games being phased out when everything becomes about money, as it continues and continues to be. But it is at least refreshing. You talk about the 72 points. You get to say you broke a program record, but I do look at like some of these other opponents. It just makes you think like how good of a team is Tennessee, because Syracuse, I thought they were going to be a good team. They barely escape in overtime against UConn. So that at least at the end of the day is not going to hurt us terribly. But you talk about South Florida, they're up on Florida, Clemson getting beat by Troy at home. I really am curious to see how everything's going to ultimately unfold. And I do kind of wish, I don't know what's ultimately going to happen here. I want Tennessee to be moved up in the polls at least 4 or 5 spots, get into the teens, just because I do think if you lose to Georgia, it can keep you there. And we know how people kind of view, especially the committee, they're going to see these other ranked teams. And as long as you can kind of stay in that top 25, it's going to help you as you continue to go up against other opponents as we get into the heart of SEC play.
Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. We'll tell you more about them as we get to it here this afternoon. Lines available at 865-966-3435, 966-3435. Your number to get on the Voluntary Reaction, and let's get right to the busy phone lines today. Some random guy is up first. Rando, get us started.
Hey, guys. I think you've made the comment on Twitter, X, whatever, that these kinds of games can't go away soon enough, and I agree with that. But it was good to see. I'm telling you, man, the first 4 or 5 plays, I was really concerned about Merklinger. He looked tentative. He was holding the ball. He was scrambling. He was running for his life, and then it was like the 5th or 6th play that he was out there, something clicked. Did you catch that? It started clicking.
He settled down a little bit. We're talking about Merklinger, right? Not Aguilar?
Yeah,
yeah. I thought he settled in as, he looked very nervous his first couple of snaps. But I'll tell you what, Davey, for my money, King George was impressive. And I know we got to temper. We saw him playing with the backups, against the backups at ETSU, whatever. That guy had he looks like a QB to watch in the future.
For sure. It is one of those things too. You look at, how Joey's obviously out after this season. What's that going to look like once you bring Brandon into the equation as well? But I mean, right now, I easily see Merklinger being the guy that transfers out after this season. Okay, could be surprised with that, but we talk about the quarterback competition this offseason, and all indications are it seems as though the camp within UT was making this seem closer than it actually was.
No, I agree with you. And yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for a while now. And if this continues, and I think Aguilar looks pretty sharp, we'll see how he looks next week and as we move through the season. But if Aguilar has a nice year here and I'm Josh Heupel, I'm going right back to the portal. Remember, we were scrambling in the portal this year. There's only going to be one portal the first week, 10 days in January. Like, if we've got a starting job available and we go out there, we should be able to get a really good starting quarterback for next season. If Merklinger walks. But I'm letting George and Faison learn behind a really good established starter next year, and then have their competition in 2027 and may the best man win. But I just think there's a lot of value, Rando, in having an established, experienced veteran quarterback in this league.
I could not agree with you more on that. And what I think we have learned with Heupel, and it's what we talked about when Hyder didn't commit. It's like, man, we can kick ass with a stable of 3-star and 4-star running backs, but it would sure be nice to have a 5-star. I'm not convinced, that Heupel's offense won't run effectively just as long as he gets the right guy. It's just got to be the right guy. Hendon Hooker was a cast-off nobody. Joey Aguilar, it was a quarterback swap. But you find the right guy that plays the right kind of ball, has the right kind of mentality, and can make those quick reads and can run up tempo, and this thing is going to hum. And, yeah, I'm with you. If you can go get a guy like an Aguilar, but more established next year, you tell Faison and you tell McIntyre, hey, guys, learn behind this guy, and it's wide open competition in 2027. Last note on the way out the door, I will keep it moving. Man, how good did Jackson look at wide receiver today? He was all over the place.
No, he's a player. He's a player. Him and Travis Smith, and that's another one. As long as we're projecting forward and kicking guys out of here, man, I know Brazel has another year, but if he continues to be injury prone and, we'll see how productive he is as the season goes along, but that might be the guy you let go in favor of Rodarius Jackson, Travis Smith, and Keys coming in next year.
Rodarius Jackson looked sick today. I mean, I know we were playing ETSU, but the catch that Merklinger put behind him and over his head, and he came across the middle and he leaped up, he reached behind himself up over his head and pulled that thing in.
And he's been doing that. He did that in the spring game, man. I mean, that dude is an athlete, Rodarius Jackson. I'm with you, Rando. I think he's going to be a fantastic player here.
You project down, and I know, hey, let's enjoy this year, but you project down 2 years from now, you got Jackson, you got Smith, you got Keys. This team is absolutely freaking loaded on both sides of the ball. I could not be happier, but the real test is next week, and we'll see how we do. And they don't look all that impressive against Troy today, but they do look a hell of a lot better than Clemson. So there is that. So burn, Dabo, burn. Enjoy it down there. And I think Dabo's playing 4D chess. He's going to lose this Troy game so Alabama doesn't come calling him. I don't think he wants the pressure going to Alabama. Guys, great win, big win, lots of points, and I think we avoided the injury. So let's get ready for next week, and let's go kick Georgia's ass in about 7 days. We'll talk to you all soon. See you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rando. Appreciate it. Yeah, Troy and Clemson in a wild one there at the beginning of the second half. A game had a weather delay in it. Troy's up 16-10, and, Now it's tied as Clemson scores the game-tying touchdown there. So a long way to go in Death Valley. Davey, what else has caught your attention today?
Well, actually, real quick on that, Russ, one of the things I wanted to talk about with Rando's call about the quarterback, you know, the conversation around let's go out, get a transfer. One of the things whenever I'm looking recently at the NFL, you know, there for a while, and we can even take the NBA for an example, where it is a league where you're drafting guys based off potential and the talent you see there, not necessarily the production. But when you look at the quarterback position, especially in today's NFL, from the younger quarterbacks, for example, last year, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, those guys have been around for a long time, played a lot of football, and then you saw that it was a lot easier making that transition to the next level because they had seen so much in their times as a quarterback at the collegiate level. And to look at it from the other side of situation, he's very familiar with Anthony Richardson, even though everyone's like he's going to be a product or like it's going to take a while to get him built up. You see that the inexperience and the inability to read defenses is really going to be a problem for him. And you can say that was the same thing for Nico last year. Granted, Tennessee was still able to get to the college football playoff when you have the great defense we did and the run game and Dylan Sampson back there. But I think you can look at that standpoint from the transfer portal and going out and getting a quarterback who's just seen so much throughout the years. And that's what Joey Aguilar's done from multiple levels of the sport. I mean, that was the situation for Cam Ward being the #1 overall pick in this past year's draft. I know there's a lot that remains to be seen, but having this experience just shows, man, these guys are able to dissect these defenses so much better than the guys that are technically younger and maybe have more raw talent, but they don't have the experience. And we're seeing that be a big part of college football and in that transition as far as the quarterbacks that are doing great. I mean, Ohio State last year with Will Howard transferring in, seen a lot of football. So it just goes to show you having that 5-star come in and start right away isn't what it used to be.
865-966-3435, your number to get up with us. It's Voluntary Reaction. We're live on the Fan Run app. We're live on fanrunradio.com. We are on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTubers. You could text the show or call us at 865-966-3435. That's 966-3435. I like the Outkick background there, Davey.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, if we could get something in a little orange, that would be good too. But aqua is all right. I mean, nice and neutral color there.
Might have a black one. I don't know if that would help.
No, it's okay. We are watching the end of these games. As we get down to it again, Troy has fallen behind now. Clemson 17-16. And it looks like those of us in our gambling group who had the over on Ole Miss, Kentucky, these teams are really going to combine to go scoreless in the fourth quarter here. That's fun. That's fun. All right. Can't win them all, I suppose. Keep things rolling. Anthony is next. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Pretty nice.
Man, it's, I wish we had a better game, like I said before, but there is something to be said for you got it on cruise control and nobody's sweating things out. You kind of put your feet up, play the kids, not worry about getting any of your starters hurt. Hey, man, we could be Clemson right now.
Hey, Florida. That wasn't long ago.
We were.
These games we had to squeak some of these out or even, we even lost one. So, for 20 years, when everything went wrong for Tennessee football, it's so refreshing to have a quarterback here that likes to be here. His family loves to be here. They really appreciate what it's about. It really reminds me of a 90s song from alleged serial killer Garth Brooks, Unanswered Prayers. Everybody thought Nico was our guy, but sometimes you don't get what you want, but you get what you need.
Dave, where are you at with Joey SWAGuilar, as many people are calling him? You tell me, is this BVS? But I remember after 2 games last year, and we were all talking about Nico for Heisman. He's the truth. We were crowning this kid, and, of course, we all know how that turned out. Now, through 2 games, a lot of people are saying the same stuff about Aguilar. I'm cautiously optimistic. but I'd like to see more.
Definitely would like to see more. I will say I feel so much better about our offensive line this time right now than I did a year ago. They've continued to hold up. I mean, I kind of was in and out of the second half, but at least when Aguilar was in there, we still have yet to give up a sack, which is, I mean, it's going to be critical as far as keeping Joey upright against this Georgia defense. It's just going to look to eat. I mean, listen, those guys, they grind like the halfway house that Kirby's got going on down there. Those guys, they'll come at you quick, but I don't remember seeing, I still remember seeing some of those Nico overthrows in the NC State game. I don't really feel like I've seen any of those so far from Aguilar, where it's like his receiver doesn't even have a chance. I know last week we talked about there were a couple of plays where he was high on the pass, but it still hit his guys in the hands. So far, I mean, I don't really have much to pick with whenever it comes to Joey. I think, we continue to see this three-headed monster tailback. It continues to look like we'll be able to score. I do have some concerns about this defense, though.
We have no idea what we have right now. I mean, Syracuse looked terrible today. I mean, they looked so bad. The head coach had them running sprints after the game.
Oh, what kind of high school hairy stuff is that? I mean, Fran Brown, what are you doing? You put your team back out there running wind sprints after
like the guy from Miracle, right?
After a game that you won, yeah, again.
Herb Brooks.
I don't know. I don't know if Joey football is going to be the solution or not. But through two games, I'm pretty confident that we didn't downgrade. And if this thing keeps working out the way it is, could there be a better advertisement for Heupel in our program?
No, and man, I don't know how many more advertisements we need as far as, I mean, we have a really good coach, a really good program. We're humming along here. Yeah, we got to get some better players if we want to ascend to that next level, be able to compete against the Georgias and Ohio States of the world more frequently. But man, we have just come such a long way these past 5 years. And damn it, Anthony, doesn't it feel good to look over there and see big Josh Heupel standing there and not have to wonder about what the hell he's thinking?
Hey, the further we get away from last season, the more you think about it. We were very competitive at Georgia last year when they still had Carson Beck, and they were a different team after they lost Beck. I expect us to be quite competitive next week. I think we got a puncher's chance, and it's been a long time since we went into a game against Georgia and felt like we're right there. That's how I feel. I mean, we really don't know what we got. We'll find out next week, but I mean, not like Georgia's covering themselves in glory this week themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at their game. I just haven't seen much of it, but somebody asked me on the halftime chat earlier today for my what's going to happen next week. I told them to wait till voluntary reaction. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man, because I'm still formulating my thoughts here. I mean, look, we're a 6.5-point dog as of yesterday on FanDuel. We'll see what happens tomorrow with that point spread. But you look at it on paper, and Georgia should come in here and win next week. But it's going to be an all-time hostile, loud / borderline dangerous game on Rocky Top next week. I think that the 12th man is going to be in effect in Neyland, and we're going to have to score. We're going to have to play near perfect, man. We're going to have to play this, Joey kicking the ball around down there on the goal line, fumbling a snap last week, whatever. Like, we can't have any of that. We've got to play just about perfect to be in that game because they're better than us. They got better players on paper. They got better players, but they got to come here. So, man, what a week it's about to be here. Buckle in, man. It's going to be a wild 7 days in Knoxville.
Yeah, I'm not sold on their quarterback either. I mean, he's not done anything to me. I mean, he's not shown anything to me yet to tell me that he's ready to come into Neyland Stadium and win the game. You can have all the talent you want, but if we have the better quarterback, that's a great equalizer. It was good to see Gilbert got 53 yards in his leg.
Yeah, doink a 53-yarder in there. Hey, man, Gilbert looks good. Good to see Boo back. doing his thing on punt returns, and I feel good about the kicking game right now.
I thought, and then this is kind of a micro take, but I thought in the second half, I thought George McIntyre had noticeably more zip on his balls, and maybe even was making better decisions than Merklinger. I don't know how long it'll be until McIntyre maybe takes over or moves ahead of Merklinger. Hopefully we don't have to find that, figure that out this season. But I thought he looked like he had a lot more zip on the ball and made a lot more smarter decisions than Merklinger. But I guess who knows what crew they were playing by the time George McIntyre got in the game. Last thing, guys, I think Golish may be the real deal. It won't be long before he's in the SEC coaching somewhere, I don't think.
He definitely has a big audition going on right now.
Oh man, I would sure love to see him pull this one off.
I think they should move to the top 25.
It's wide open, man. I've watched a lot of football. The SEC, there's not a team in the SEC that I've seen so far this year that I'm scared of yet. I guess we'll talk again next week and we'll see how we feel.
All right, good stuff. Anthony, appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435, 966-3435, your number to get on the voluntary reaction tonight. What were you saying, Davey?
I mean, if South Florida wins this game, they should move into the top 25, even if we do have concerns about Florida. I mean, they dominated Boise State last week. And even though, Boise State's still a good team, even though they lost Ashton Genty from last season. But yeah, they're looking good. I figured even at this point, no matter what the outcome is, the conversation in the heat's already going to turn up on Billy Napier. And it's not like their schedule gets any easier from here. So I know that's one of the big things of, Tennessee, the games that we're talking about, kind of the coin flip. And even though I think we are a better team than Florida, still we're going down to Gainesville later this year. So that's not exactly, it's been a house of horrors if we're just being honest. So would love to see Golish get the W here. But regardless, man, Billy's got a struggle coming in as far as what he's going to face this week.
The guys over at Message Boards Geniuses are monitoring the meltdown in Gainesville right now. NJ Gator 4746 says, I'm not even mad. Just fire this guy. Jax Jags 904 says, game over. I'm guessing this is back when it was 15-9. M Quack 18 says, fire this joke. And then somebody else, Jax Jags, says, should have fired Napier already. Save Gator 357 says, boo, what a bunch of idiots collectively. Jax Jags 904 adds 1-11. He thinks the Gators are going 1-11 this year. So things are going well down on the Florida message boards.
They go to Death Valley next week, and they follow that up with a trip down to Miami. 2 top 5 teams at the moment.
Yikes. Ooh.
And then you get a bye before you go to Texas.
Buckle up, Billy.
Sorry, they get the host.
Buckle up, Bill. It's going to be tough.
Just making the Tennessee tie here, is it, and coaches that should probably be fired, is it time to pull the plug on the Mike Gundy project?
Oh, man. How did that one end up? I saw it was about 20-0 in the first half.
The final score was Oregon 69, Oklahoma State 3.
Not nice. Not nice if you're Mike Gundy.
Where's T-Boone at when you need him?
He's died, isn't he?
Yeah. Because remember that kid said that T-Boone had in his will for some money saved for Mike to get a haircut.
You think Mike Gundy can talk his way into the Texas Tech job?
No.
See what I did there?
Did you see that lady that was wanting to take the Powerball winnings and give it towards the buyout towards DeBoer?
I'd take the first $70 million and buy out Mike DeBoer and that entire staff. Mike DeBose. We just combined Mike DeBose and Kalen DeBoer, which is really apropos when you stop and think about it, because I think Kalen DeBoer might be Mike DeBose long lost sibling?
Listen, even if they keep this going, he just doesn't look happy. And I mean, all indications are, I don't like, I mean, I guess a good job would have to come back open, but I don't think he wants to be in the SEC. But at the same time, by the end of the season, I think the buyout would be around $60 million. Could you see him leaving just to go to a job back closer to, say, something up in the Northwest?
Yeah, I do wonder that, because, that's got to be very unpleasant. And you got a family and kids, and they're hearing all that from those toothless knuckle draggers down there. Just, I mean, you know how those people, they're insane. Those people are stark raving mad down there. So, I mean, you got 70 million reasons not to leave. But if, say, for Cal came open, or UCLA, one of those type jobs, and it's like, hey, you can come work in relative anonymity in a power conference job. Yeah, I mean, if
Bama can't afford that buyout, he's stuck there, right? Because if he leaves, he gets nothing, right?
Yeah. The buyout, though, it's not a lump sum. So there's a way they can make it work if they need to.
Mm-hmm. Poor Bama.
You just hate it for him, don't you, Brad?
Hate it.
Let's get Brad in Nashville in here next. Hello, Brad.
Yeah, it's what an afternoon. All of our enemies' castles and, homesteads are burning. And we're sitting here with a quarterback that just dropped out of the damn sky and actually is able to think fast enough to run our offense the way it should be run. And I don't know. I like what I'm seeing. I know who we were playing, but there's a level of competency here that we haven't seen since Hooker was here. That the other two guys, they didn't have the, I don't know, clocking speed on their hard drive to be able to do it. But this kid's got it.
He looks cool, calm, and collected back there, doesn't he?
Yeah. That, and I would just like to thank the football guy that Mike Keith is going to start calling our games now. I listened to him the entire game, and I thought he did a great job. Him and Ramon Foster are absolutely killing it in the booth. So there are kids growing up today that are going to think about him like I think about John Ward. I'll go ahead and call that.
Yeah, I mean, it's different now. We grew up, Brad, and there were games that you had to listen to the radio for because they just weren't televised, and you don't really have that anymore. But yeah, I mean, obviously driving over here during the third quarter, I got to listen to a little bit of that, and yeah, man, you really appreciate the passion and a level of attention to detail that he brings to those broadcasts. I think Tennessee fans really enjoy it.
Absolutely, man. Touchdown Big Orange is it. That's going to be the one. But I don't know. Like, is there anything that, like, today was just a sacrificial lamb to the slaughter? So anything come out of this besides no one really got hurt? We chucked it around some. Got a home run ball that Babe Ruth called to Mike Matthews, which was fun. But any takeaways that matter, or is it just move on? They cash their check and we get our W.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you get to see a lot of nice new players out there. I mean, I wasn't paying super close attention the fourth quarter, but every time I looked up, I would see, a new guy out there, whether it's Bennett Warren or Trey Poteet or, Brian Grant gets out there, the Ogamoro kid out there. So a lot of guys who probably aren't going to be counted on to make meaningful contributions this year, but with that 4-game redshirt rule, like these are important games for them to get out there and play in front of people on TV against college players and, kind of get those jitters out so they can get a taste of it and we can see who we've got coming up. I mean, it's pretty valuable for Merklinger and McIntyre, I would say, but it's, Davey, it's really for the coaches and film study and development and stuff long-term, as opposed to, hey, did we see anything today that can help us beat Georgia? If that's the question, I would say no, probably not.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that too. And I don't know if you caught Heupel's interview right before the half, or I guess right at halftime, but I mean, you could tell he was frustrated. There was a lot of sloppy plays. I want to say when you also look at we did have the one mistake where the snap was just to the right of Joey. If I did have a critique, I would tell him, like, don't try to be a playmaker there. Just make sure we get possession of the ball. He didn't dive on the ground, just tried to pick it up, keep going. We obviously lost it. They were able to score a touchdown there. But yeah, it's great that, I mean, you can win a game 72-17 and still realize that there's a lot we need to work on that's going to help us as we continue to move forward and get into the heart of SEC play.
Yeah, and with the fumble, I'm hesitant to jump all over Joey for that. I feel like if this were against an SEC opponent in a tight game, I hope he's smart enough just to fall on that thing and retain possession. But I think it was 28-6 or 20-0 at that point, and he was kind of like, what? I'm
41-0.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can grab this thing and make a play. I hope that's what he was thinking.
I hope so too. But at the same time, I do love seeing Heupel grow into that coach where you're kicking their ass and it's still you're upset with your team. I mean, we talk about the greats doing that. Like, how many times was Nick Saban, Urban Meyer pissed off and they're just absolutely dismantling whoever the opponent is on the other side. So I think that's something, you look at just where this program is in year 5 under Josh Heupel, and it's just night and day from, the previous bozos that were at the helm.
That's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be. And Heupel has hammered these types of teams. Georgia today, what was that? Was it 34-6 or
28? 28-6. 28-6. They had a pretty lengthy delay, I think, in their game for Storms as well, but still, I didn't watch any of that game, to be honest.
No, 28-6 over Austin Peay, and we struggled with them 2 years ago here.
Yeah.
So we've been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and they're probably obviously looking ahead. I mean, this week coming up, it's a mammoth game, no doubt about it.
They're looking ahead to the drag races they're going to have in Athens later tonight.
Yeah, that's true too.
Celebratory strip club and drag racing, drunk driving drag racing.
Just to go back to your quarterback thing real quick, you not count this as McIntyre's year to like learn and watch?
Yeah.
You're prepared to see him. So you don't see him as a possible starter next year.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe. I'm saying like
I don't know if he'd want to sit for 2 more years or another full year.
I don't know.
Because I feel like the only way to learn for these guys is get out there and put them in the waters. Bring in a solid number 2 guy.
I mean, I think he's pretty sharp, Brett. Like, I like what I saw today.
And we've heard he's got the best arm talent there.
Is he a guy that's going to be like, do you turn him loose? Did you see anything today that makes you think,
I didn't
learn
the day
one starter next year?
No. I mean, no, they're playing FCS at school. I mean, that's basically what he played against in Brentwood Academy.
Yeah.
Today, running around with the talent we have.
Well, that's all I'm saying is like, if, and we don't know, man. Maybe Aguilar falls on his face next week, and it's like, oh man, like he's no better than Nico was. He was just beaten up.
That's what I'm holding out for.
If that happens, then maybe it changes the calculus. But I still think, we got Aguilar when he was the only guy available. When we had to have a guy. If we go into the portal with the help wanted sign out front for a new quarterback, I mean, we're going to have better options than Aguilar. Like we should have the best options out there because this is a quarterback friendly system with great receivers, a lot of returning linemen, returning running back. Like we got it all playing in the SEC and everything. Like this should be one of, if not the best spot for a transfer QB next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you tried for a lot of those Big 12 guys. I mean, that was always the talk, but it was just so late and they were in good situations.
Yeah. They weren't moving.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but that's a long way from now, but who knows what's going to happen come then.
What I would do is I would still go out and bring in a transfer, somebody that has seen a lot of football in college. And I would still tell them, I mean, obviously it's a battle. Like we're going in this with the opportunity for McIntyre to win out. But I think if you get a guy who's only got 1 year left and then you still have that battle and you can tell in practice, he's ahead of Brandon. And then it looks like, all right, after this year, we're going to give him the reins. I could see him sticking around, but if it just comes to be that Brandon's obviously the future, we're not even looking to go get another quarterback after that year. I could easily see that being a situation where it's like, all right, he's going to transfer out.
South Florida attempts a 56-yard field goal and it is short. Golish was trying to get a timeout, and the official didn't see him. The kick was about 5 feet short. It was on target.
Harder.
All right, so they've got 2 timeouts in the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go. Florida winning this one by 1. Tight one down in the swamp. Let's get a call from Josh. Josh,
we actually had Jamie's first.
Oh,
Jamie, I think, first. Jamie, yeah.
Right, hang right there, Josh.
Josh. We'll get you next.
What's up, Jamie?
You think there's a shot game day comes down here?
I mean, is there a better game next week?
LSU.
They got 19-8, and 19 A&M at 9 Notre Dame.
Boy, what a week!
Great weekend.
Yeah, I think if I'm game day and taking my orange-colored glasses off, I'm like, any chance to go to Knoxville, the way that they do it here, during the Heupel era, you take it, you do it. I mean, we do it better than anybody else.
Yeah, but they love some Notre Dame, don't they?
That's true.
I would say, I mean, you look at that, that's an NBC game. So with Tennessee, Georgia being on ABC.
Ooh, that might boost our chances.
Good point.
That 53-yard field goal was the longest made at Neyland since.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
What do you? Trivia question?
It's a tough
one. I don't know. I'm usually, my mind usually locks in on. I was like, I can't remember the last time we hit one over 50.
It's so wild. So wild how automatic those kicks are now.
Chip shots.
I mean, it used to be
back for South Florida.
Yeah, until about 10 years ago, like a 50-yard field goal was a Herculean effort. Like,
yeah, you're right.
A 50, you might see the occasional 50, 51-yarder, but you never saw anything above that. And now, especially in the NFL, like a guy lines up for a 56-yarder, and you just expect him to make it.
Cam Little hit a 70-yard
this
season.
You were talking about that the other day on the drive, and something else. It might have been you brought up. We're old enough to remember back whenever teams had it 4th and 1 on the other team's 40, they punted.
Yeah,
no questions asked. They just punted.
Did you see? What game was it? Who went for it today? Was it Illinois? Who went for it deep in their own territory with the game on the line to seal it? I'm blanking. It was such a ballsy call.
I don't remember.
Well, you see that week in and week out now.
It was NC State.
Oh, against Virginia.
Yeah, they had the ball 4th and 1 on their own 38-yard line with a 1-score lead, and they went for it and made it with like a minute left.
Yeah, you see, it's Russ. I'm been around. I think about 10 years longer than you, and I grew up on. You didn't see a college football team without a fullback, and now you don't see one with one.
Times change, Jamie.
Times have changed.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to shock the world and call it right now. I think not only Tennessee and the points. You might want to pepper some on the money line.
Oh,
this might be it, man. This might be the one. This might be the one. I don't know. I don't think Georgia's got what they usually do. I don't think they've slipped. It's hard to be the number 4 ranked team in the country. But I just I like this team. Boo Carter and Mike Matthews, man. Get them the rock, man. Or any number, Star Lewis. Is that the 2-headed monster running back and Deshaun? I mean, we look good. Receivers continue to catch the ball. Get David Sanders back. I'm like you, Russ. I don't ideally want to start a guy against the number 4 ranked Georgia against an NFL defensive tackle, but or defensive end. But man, what a chance to to jump, make a splash on the scene. You're David Sanders,
guys. Florida takes over after that missed field goal with, I believe, 2:48 to play. They ran a grand total of 9 seconds off the clock, and now they're punting.
2 incomplete passes.
That
Florida State took a timeout. Terrible clock management. God, that's what we suspect.
That guy doing?
Dude, that guy right there.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot. He's a damn idiot. I saw his interview going into the fourth quarter, and she asked him, what do you got to do to win the game? And the stuff that fell out of his mouth was hilarious. That guy's got no clue. This whole thing, though, y'all are talking, this Alabama, the Kalen DeBoer, the way Ty Simpson, when he was being interviewed after the loss the other day, the things he mentioned about making his bed and cleaning his bedroom and wiping his butt, all this stuff, I was just like, dude, that's some Derek Dooley shit if I've ever heard it. It's like this. They have no idea what they're doing, man. This is SEC football, man. This is the NFL B League. This is the NFL G League, guys. And you've got your coach in here saying, "Don't worry about losing today as long as you make your bed." What in the hell? And Dave, I'm gonna get out of the way. I know you probably got a bunch of people trying to get in, but I want to get your take on this. Why? How do athletic directors and universities get themselves to the table to sign a contract that says, if you suck so bad, we're going to pay you $70 million? I'll get out here and let you tell me explain that to me. You're the attorney of record. See you guys.
Thank you, Jamie. Good to hear from you. Davies calling for your law school credentials.
Well, first off, you got to give a lot of credit to Jimmy Sexton. I mean, he's pretty much wrote the book on how to fuck over these universities. And the other part too is, Jamie, is they don't do it because the ego is so big that you never think you're going to fail when you hire a coach. You're like, I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm just going to if I think this is the guy that's going to be able to lead our program, I know he's going to lead us to championships. We're going to be fine. I'm never going to even have to worry about firing him. The other side of that coin, though, is for the ones that maybe are smart enough to realize that, they're just tying themselves to this guy because they know if I'm going to get fired anyway, hell, might as well just help my friends out in the process. I mean, we know how much backdealing goes on whenever it comes to this stuff. And a lot of the times too, just going back to Jimmy Sexton, these agents are able to take advantage because they don't really think with their brains on this. It's all about the heart and
they want to win that press conference.
Yeah. Like they don't really care about the university at the end of the day, as far as the financials that are coming out. It's not like it's going to upset them if it ultimately doesn't work out. Like they're not that emotionally invested in the university like the people that grew up as a fan from day one, like we all are. That's how I
keep saying one of these schools, one of these, Mississippi State, Arizona State, who they play later, one of those type level of schools where they can't, they're in a good league, but they just don't have the booster support and money. Like if I'm one of those ADs of one of those type schools, I'm going and finding the best FCS coach I can find, the best group of 5 coach I can find, and bringing that young guy in, turning him loose and saying, look, I'm going to give you $800,000 a year to coach here. And you're going to go find your staff. Or we're going to take the $10 million that we would have spent on another coaching staff, and we're going to get you some players. We're going to put that into players, and we're going to see how that works. I bet you it would work a lot better than whatever the hell Alabama and Florida are trying to do right now.
Just going back, talking about the buyouts, Billy Napier going to get fired. They just had a player pull a Jalen Carter. Florida just bailed out South Florida.
I'm watching. What happened now?
He spit on the guy.
He spit right in his mouth. It was worse than what just happened in the Dallas game. Bet just got ejected.
He's ejected. Yep.
Yeah, he just went. I mean, that was gross.
Spit on the guy.
Yeah. Florida just had a pass interference, and now they've had
He gave him the hawk Tua?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, square
on that thing. What are you doing? And this is a Grammatica. They've got a Grammatica as their kicker.
He's got a leg.
Automatica Grammatica.
Yeah, that's right.
Who is the one? Was it Martin who blew out his knee celebrating the kick?
Yeah, he did. Tore his ACL.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, he's gone.
No way.
Martin, yeah.
No way.
No
way.
No range.
Well, now they can bleed the clock and kick a field goal.
Oh, man.
South Florida, the Bulls. I mean, is this tarmac territory? I know they're playing at home, but that AD is Strickland. He's I'm meeting that dude in the tunnel. I'm saying, here's your bag, pack your shit, and get the fuck out of here.
They've got 2 more weeks before their bye, so I could easily see if you lose 3 straight going into that, that's when they'll pull the trigger.
Apologize for the salty language there. My first F-bomb of VR this year.
Mississippi State.
Not going to lie, it felt good.
It wasn't towards us.
Scored.
It wasn't towards us the language.
No, yes, it was towards somebody else. That feels good. Yes, it wasn't directed at our coach or our quarterback,
our game we just played,
our athletics director. No, that's a good point, Brett. Let's get Josh in here next. Voluntary reaction continues. Go ahead, Josh.
Guys, where are y'all at on y'all's speed of Florida and South Florida? What just happened?
They just had a long swing pass to the running back.
Okay. All right, cool. So we're I was listening to y'all talk about the dude that got ejected, and I was like, holy crap, they just completed a 20-yard pass. They've got Alphabetica as the kicker, and this is unbelievable. Hey, guys, glad to be back with you this year. Unbelievable. We made it. I thought Tennessee football is in a weird position, man. I feel like I didn't care at all in the offseason. Like, I was at the Ohio State game. You know, that pretty much destroyed my mojo. And leading into the offseason with all the stuff that happened, I was like, man, this is just going to be just a year of disappointment. And what it's become, you know, what we see here now, I'm like, man, this might be a little bit exciting. You know, I mean, we might have some prospects of some games on the road here. I mean, we're looking at South Florida and Florida. I mean, I don't know how you say Iceman in Espanol, but I feel like Joey is gonna be able to handle some pressure. And Russ, I want to know what you think. What I saw with Joey in the first 2 games is that he puts it in the basket. You don't see a lot of throws that are, I heard you already talking about it a little bit, but like way over the catch radius. Like if they're missing it, it hits them in the hands, and you're like, damn, like, how did you not catch that? It's not like oh my God, how did you overthrow that by 5 yards? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, you know, the long one to Matthews today, I don't know if that's a completion next week. But, I mean, he'll cut it loose, though, now. Joey will swing it.
That's an arm punt.
Well, and
it's inside the 5.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't kill you in that situation.
And maybe you do get a play out of those guys.
Here's the thing I've noticed, Josh, is, you know, that was the only real, you know, true deep shot we took today. We only took 1 or 2 last week. And I just wonder, you know, we hear so much from Halsley and Heupel about the way they've changed and tweaked the offense to suit these teams that are just dropping 8 in coverage. And I wonder if, like, we're just going to be more of an intermediate passing team this year as opposed to a team that is throwing it deep all the time, which might be a pretty good adjustment.
If we have a quarterback that we know can hit 7 to 12 yards automatically, that's pretty damn exciting for our pass game and our run game. I mean, we got any running back you want to look at. Our Star Thomas is freaking awesome, but if we can hit that, if we know we can push that first down marker on any down with any route, that's. I mean, I don't feel like with what we've had, with the volatility we've had at the quarterback position in the past 12 months, I don't feel like you can ask for much more than what we're getting right now. I mean, he puts it in the basket. There was, like you said, Matthews was the only deep shot we took today, but my God, how many 12 to 15-yard shots did he put right on the numbers where they caught it?
And we had drops
around and made a move.
And we had drops, Josh. I mean, that's the thing. Aguilar's 23 of 31 today, all in the first half. And he had at least 4 or 5 drops today, including a couple that like just hit guys right in the chest. And so, I mean, like on the one hand, yeah, we got to start catching those. But on the other hand, man, it's nice to have an accurate quarterback.
I don't want to call it too early, but I want to say Joey Iceman is a nickname. I don't want to call it too early, but if you win in the swamp, that can't be classified as a bad year. Even though we're looking right here, these guys are inside the red zone. South Florida, Comrade Golish is about to get it done most likely, but if Joey goes down there and wins, Joey Iceman, it is what it is. Yeah, y'all have a good time tonight, man. I'll talk to y'all next week.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. 1st and goal, South Florida. They have moved 80 yards in about a minute, aided by a couple of Florida penalties. Mm-hmm. And Florida is going to use their timeouts here, but Comrade Golish is going to be able to take this clock down as far as he wants it and kick a field goal.
Going back to the deep shot conversation, last week it was very similar, except Mike Matthews didn't catch it. I feel as though, again, I know you're launching it, but we do have our receivers fairly close in those situations. There was another one where the guy below, I can't remember which receiver it was, but it was just over his head, went directly into Matthews' hands, whereas like last week, it looked like that was coming back for Brazel and the ball was thrown short. I don't know. I can see Georgia coming away with interceptions on those types of plays. So it's just, does the lack of quality opponent make those plays just have a different outcome? Something I'm curious to see next week, because I imagine we will take a couple shots.
Yeah. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the program tonight, 966-3435. It's going to be 2nd and goal at the 2. Florida will use their timeout here. South Florida might be about to score a touchdown, boys.
Yeah, why even mess with that? Just put the ball in the end zone.
I mean, well, at this point,
like he could have scored right there.
Do you do that and risk fumbling or something? I almost wonder if you just take a knee here.
And I guess you start the kick off.
I would essentially go for the PAT at this point. I mean, now you can take the knee here. They don't have any more timeouts left. You take your own timeout with 3 seconds left to go. Kick a PAT. If you can't hit a PAT, you win either way.
Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy boy, what have you done? What have you done, Billy? You let Comrade Golish come into the swamp and run all over you. What have you done? Oh, the Gator fan happy.
2011.
They look so pissed off.
We got the sound. We got the sound. No, it's
we got sound bleed. No, I'm not sure if it's legal. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you don't want to get sued. Okay.
The yelling we're gonna do when this goes.
Let's have the conversation. What if Alex Golish is able to get the win in Gainesville this year, and Tennessee and Josh Heupel are not?
I mean, like, who's even going to be the coach? I mean, they lose this and they lose the next two. Like that, where this is headed. Like they're gonna.
But we said the same thing last year, right? We thought we were going to put the knife in him when he was coming up here. We thought he was going to be done. But that wasn't losing to South Florida. That was losing to a Miami and Texas A&M.
So they do a little QB draw and get it down to about the 2. It was at the 4. I think they're
3 seconds.
They're at the 2 or the 3. You ahead of me?
Probably barely, if any.
So you're going to take the timeout at 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Clemson's now up 11, 27-16. And Mississippi State's beating Arizona State.
Brett Hollander helping us keep up
Score
to date
tracker.
here. Yeah, score tracker, Brett.
Yeah.
I mean, Nico Grammatica. Where do they get these guys? Is there like a Grammatica naming board where it's like, let's name this one Phil? It's like, no, man, no. How about Martin? Can you do Martine? Boom, done. We got a kicker. Nico. And who was the other one, Davey? There were 2 Grammaticas back in the day. There was Martine and...
Oh, gosh. I'll have to Google that one. I mean, I would imagine, I'm pretty sure Martine had a long stint with the Bucks, so this Nico guy right here probably just grew up right in Tampa. Just
it might be his son.
It is.
All right, we're lining up for the kick. I'll give you the play-by-play here. I mean, it's literally an extra point. With 3 seconds to go, it's up, and it is Guta.
The crowd tells you.
The crowd will tell you.
It's dead silent.
18-16. It's a final now.
Dang, Bama last week on VR.
Bama loses last. Hear me out now, baby. Alabama loses last week. Florida loses this week. Who is our third major rival next week?
Be the Bulldogs of Georgia.
Alex Golish has taken his South Florida Bulls into the swamp and defeated Florida 18-16.
Wow. They go to Miami next week, but enjoy this one.
Can we just stop the show now and go live to whatever the Florida equivalent of the voluntary reaction is?
Right?
I just want to hear that.
Just go to their message boards.
I guess so. Yeah, we'll go check that out. T-Carp, you're on voluntary reaction. Go ahead, T-Carp.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm like, oh, gosh, let's go. Oh, man, I love it. Oh, gosh. I'm just going to bask in the glory of Florida losing before Bama fires DeBoer and gets Golish, and that would be god-awful. But let's bask in some glory right now of our Gators losing. But seriously, like, Golish is getting a big-time job after that, right?
Yeah, that's a career maker. I mean,
that may be a playoff maker for them.
That's great.
For a group of 5.
Like who has USF got the rest of the way?
They go to Miami next week.
I mean, okay,
but that's a quality loss if you're going to lose. But
yeah, if you're going to lose, have a quality loss. But yeah, you beat 2 top 25 teams. Yeah, I think I think they're going to make it to the playoffs, which is wow. I mean, you have an offensive coordinator from Tennessee that goes to a place that he wins. He wins a couple games, and what if he makes it to the playoffs and Tennessee doesn't?
Well, I mean, I think you have to consider the league and the schedule and all that stuff. But this Golish guy is for real, and it's pretty obvious, T-Carp, the impact he's had on Heupel's program.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what they have? They've got a defense, and good for them. I love it. Also, I've always said throughout the years that the biggest sheep in our fan base is Jamie. He's always just full of wool, and always Mr. Sunshine. What in the world is that guy smoking that makes him so happy this time? He loves him some Joey Aguilar, and I love it. Are we all drinking too much of the orange Kool-Aid? What's going on? Like bring us down to earth, or is this might be just a fun year?
Well, I know I sound like a broken record, but I mean, we're in the same place we were after 2 games last year, where it's like, oh man, our defense is so much better. Oh man, our quarterback is so much better. This offense is so great. And it turned out to not be as good as we thought it was. So
that's what I'm afraid of. Is I'm afraid of that other shoe dropping. You know what I mean?
We say that the other shoe dropped and we made the playoffs. So it's like, even if we don't get it done next week, you're still 2-1 with a manageable schedule coming up, a really good coach and good players here. It's manageable, So like, it just
doesn't it matter how it goes though? Like, if it's I don't know. Do you prefer like losing in a shootout or a low score? Like, I think that's to me. Like, if you
have to lose, I want to lose. Anyway. If you have to lose, I'd prefer it to be close. I don't want to get blown out.
Right. Here's what Jamie did say it really well. It's like you have a quarterback that looks really confident behind, running this offense. He may not have the biggest arm, et cetera, but he knows where to go with the football. He's not going to make that dumb mistakes. He's going to be a game manager that you need. Your defense may be, not as good as last year, but if they could hold people to 21 to 27 points, I genuinely think we can score 30 on just about anybody. Like Jamie said, it's like, Nick Saban's not on any other sideline. I don't see any any SEC team that I just, quake in my boots about, he might be right. I mean, who are you scared of this season in the SEC so far in 2 games?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Georgia struggles today. Texas struggles last week. Alabama's already lost.
I mean, Mississippi State's beating Arizona State right now. Oklahoma's winning. Those are 2 teams on your schedule. So,
okay,
Kentucky.
right.
Kentucky. It's Kentucky. We always beat them, but they played competitive against Ole Miss. But I don't know.
Right.
Arkansas proving they're scoring more points against Box tonight. So there's still games you have to come out and play for sure.
Oh yeah, you're going to definitely have to come out and play. I definitely think that.
Yeah,
I just don't see that. That, oh gosh, we're just going to, bend over and take it game that we usually have had to have, the past couple of years. And I just, I feel a heck of a lot more confident this year than I really have in a long time. And like I said, I'll make fun of Jamie on that, but dude, I mean, we might be halfway, guys, we might be halfway decent. We really might be halfway decent this year. I'm still saying floor is 8-4. I really sticking with 9-3, but you beat Georgia. You've got, you're playing with house money if you beat Georgia. I mean, it's on them. But guys, I love you. God, I really do enjoy having fun and watching our rivals lose. Y'all be good.
Thank you, T-Car. Love you too, buddy. Oh, man, and I just found out, because my attention waned, I just found out the over hit in Ole Miss, Kentucky. This day just keeps getting better. They both kicked field goals for some reason in the last 2 minutes of that game. Out freaking standing. 865-966-3435, your number to get on board. We're going to get Bear in here in just a second. First, let's say a quick word about our sponsor tonight, and that is the Griffin Law Firm. Could not do it without them. Show them some love, folks. They are East Tennessee's trusted ally in military legal matters. The Griffin Law Firm, committed to giving a voice to all active duty reserve members and veterans who face criminal allegations by the government. If you or somebody you know is in the military, or they work for one of the alphabet agencies, DOE, FBI, FCC, DOD, and they find themselves accused of a serious offense like fraud, assault, or DUI, you're facing administrative separation, you're having to defend a security clearance or license against adverse action, this is where the Griffin Law Firm comes in. A lot of people don't even realize they have legal recourse in these situations. Check out the website, griffinlawdefense.com. Give them a call. Tell them I sent you, and they'll take great care of you. They have a full staff of experienced military attorneys who are ready to make your problem their problem. The best part of it is they're led by VFL Marshall Griffin, who is orange and white through and through. He and his team are ready to represent you through whatever challenge you have, no matter the circumstances. If you're in trouble, they want to help. Their phone number for a free consultation is 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. And again, you can always go to the website, griffinlawdefense.com. At Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law. Bear, good evening from the West Coast. I hope you're well, and I hope you're enjoying us watching our enemies' empires crumble.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the UT game, but how can you? Gainesville is burning down right now, and I am here for it. I wish I was there. I would roast marshmallows. I really would. I'm happy. Those jort-wearing dipshits are. But here's the other part of it, though. I think we're probably saw their future win in the swamp today. I can see down there. That scares the shit out of me.
Was Golish versus Heupel be the Spider-Man meme come to life?
Yeah, except there's something about Golish. He seems to have a little bit more of a, an edge.
Killer
I don't
instinct.
know. Yeah, exactly. That's where I was looking for. Like, I think he's a little bit more of a killer than Josh, but I say that, and it ain't nothing for Josh Heupel to hang. Even on good teams, he did it in 22. I mean, if he thinks he can score 50 on you, he'll do it, and not even feel bad about it.
Yeah,
So,
I think we sometimes put the nice guy label on Heupel a little bit too. He doesn't really show it much. He's very stoic on the sideline and in all
yeah,
press conference settings, but he likes he comes to score touchdowns and chew bubble gum, and he's rarely with a full supply of bubble gum.
oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Heupel's, he's such a likable guy. You forget that. I mean, he's kind of mean. He's got a mean streak. Like scoring touchdowns. So it's that whole Oklahoma, being in that system and in that program when they were at their high power. So I mean, that did and does, and I mean, haven't done it lately, but anyhow. So
Was Dan Mullen the coach when Florida had the personal foul for throwing the shoe against LSU?
yes, it's basically. I really think, looking back on it, that may have cost him his job.
I'm just kind of comparing that to the guy who spit on the South Florida player. And I'm trying to pull up the CBS Sports Network because Dan Mullen is currently coaching against UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening before Brian brought me in, and I heard Russ say, and I'm kind of with Russ on it. Like, we're meeting up somewhere. And we're going to, we're going to have to throw hands. You can't spit on me. I don't care who you are. You might kill me. It's Mike Tyson, but I'm going to make you do it. You can't just spit on me.
Does that happen all the time in football and we just don't know about it most of the time? Or are people just getting more crass and rude the past couple of years?
Oh, no, this has gone on forever.
Spitting on
talking,
people?
Yeah, like there's a famous one. I know I heard it straight from, I'll name his name. I worked with Robbie Black. Former Fulton head coach, and him and his dad, the late great Bob Black, they were on the chain gang forever. I think Robbie's still doing it over there. And we're talking back in the 90s, and one of our biggest stars on defense smashed somebody, SEC quarterback, kind of went out of bounds. And I guess everybody's attention was distracted. And he swore up and down. Leonard just like a foot, had him on the ground on his back, and just dropped a loogie right in his face.
Barry, to your point, I believe it probably happened a whole lot more in like the 80s, 90s. I do feel since, the invention of replay and we look at all the camera angles we have, I felt like it's gone away.
An 8K. Yeah, I mean, it's because it's an 8K now and you can see it. I mean, but Bill Romanowski did it back in the early, what was that? Would have been late 90s, early 2000s for us?
Yes. And
but
everybody attributed it to roid rage.
Yeah. Now, call me crazy. I'm not saying it's terrible and dumb to get caught doing it. But I kind of feel like if
So you think it's bad to get caught doing it. You don't see anything inherently wrong with spitting on another human being.
Well, it's a matter of semantics, Russ. You're on a football field. I mean, you tell me what did you just say? What was the phrase you used against another human being? Dude, we're talking about football. Football
players aren't human beings?
Not inside the lines, they're not. It's legalized. I mean, it's blood sport pretty much. I mean, you see, I'm watching a kid from Arizona.
You can't spit on another man. I mean, that's we live in a society.
You're trying to apply society to big time football?
Yes.
What the hell are you talking about, dude?
They've got referees out there.
They've got
rules. They throw it. It's a penalty. You can't do it.
I mean, that's fine, Russ.
It's not Mad Max. I know it's football. It's a rough physical sport played by big, violent men, but they've got rules. This isn't numb.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not arguing. I'm not saying
I hear you loud and clear.
But I'm saying it's gone on.
You're just a damn psycho.
Exactly. You got
So
to
you're
be
saying
half
spitting's just
psychotic
part
to
of the
do
game? These
that.
guys are just they're just spitting on each other constantly?
I don't think it's constant, but I mean, you know, deep down, Russ, I mean, you ain't gonna, don't get caught. But you want psychopaths like that on defense.
This just
Especially.
in from Message Board Geniuses. Gators 2415 says, "My wife got deported 2 months ago, and I'm more upset with Billy than Ice."
Jesus Christ.
God.
That's impressive. But no, I mean, it shouldn't happen, but it's going to continue to happen. And when these guys get caught, they get kicked out of the game.
Send Billy to Alligator Alcatraz.
How mad would we be if we're in a tight game and one of our players gets thrown out for spitting on a guy?
I mean, come on, Rusty. What was that kid's name last year? He's in the NFL now. I loved him. Still love him. Always loved the guy.
Norman Lott?
Omar.
Was he the one that knocked somebody, was it the Kentucky player down on the sideline? That guy. I'm not saying he would ever do it. I'm not going to malign the guy's name, but wouldn't be surprised if he did. Dudes like that, guys that play right out there on the ragged edge. You got to have guys like that.
You still defend Jennings for stomping on the Vanderbilt player's face.
He slipped on that plastic stuff that they stand on over there. How many times do I have to fucking explain this to you, David?
Oh,
Well, seeing as the tape does not match your recollection of the story, it's probably going to be a lot more
I
times I
will
need
not
to
listen to
explain.
any dog slander on here, my friend.
He just got paid.
I mean, Juwan Jennings was just minding his business on the sideline, trying to get a drink of water when that Vanderbilt goon went to beating on the dog's cleats with his face.
Exactly.
Why would you do something like that?
The guy's kind of volatile. Are you trying to make him mad or something? So
He's probably over there making plans about how he's going to feed the homeless the next day, working with the orphans and all that stuff. And next thing he knows, there's some, law school student from Vanderbilt slamming his visage into his cleats. It's completely ridiculous.
You got to have guys like that. That's all I'll say. Guys that are, crazy. I mean, we all love Juwan, but he's completely insane when he's on a football field. Sometimes when he's off as well. So I don't know. I don't know how much you can take away, pivoting kind of today's game. I watched most of it, but to me, it'd be no different than taking Alcoa over to, Farragut Middle School and making them play Alcoa. I mean, the talent differential is so. I don't know what we learned, what they could have.
Yeah,
I guess, a glorified scrimmage.
Somebody brought this up to me. I mean, with all the talk about player safety. Oh, we got to protect the players from this violent sport and everything. You send a bunch of dudes up there, the size and speed difference. First of all, the ETSU players are like. Did you see that one dude? Their star running back shredded his leg out there. We harvested a damn ACL. He shouldn't have been out there against us. And on the other side, they get an unsportsmanlike conduct. They're getting mad because they're getting humiliated out there. And we've seen this a dozen times the past couple of years. Guys start diving at. I mean, it cost Cedric Tillman a chunk of his season. So, how is this game today playing against an FCS opponent? I'm not picking on ETSU. I'm picking on the concept of playing these games. How is that helping player safety?
It's not. It's just a financial decision is what it boils down to. I mean, it's a financial decision for the FCS schools.
I'd rather play a neutral site game. I'd rather play somebody I've heard of in Charlotte than this game.
Yeah, give me somebody with a pulse. I'm sitting here in the
I'm sick and tired of those neutral site games, but I'd rather see that than what we saw today.
Oh, it's a complete waste of time, but I don't know why we can't 7-0 lead. I hope they win and beat Arizona State. Not have a home and home with Arizona State, like Mississippi. My greatest hope is that the networks will be the ones that will force I mean, if I were him, that would be what I would want. I want more inventory. And I'm sorry, people aren't going to pay the same advertising rate for a 70-0 or 70 to whatever beatdown versus, playing somebody with a Power 4 school.
Don't these games go away when the 9-game conference schedule comes about and you have to play another team
No, they
from
can
a
still
power?
schedule 2 of them.
Oh, you still
We'll
get
still
2
have
of them?
2 on the schedule. Yeah.
You'll see different programs take a different approach. I mean, look at Indiana, for example. They've canceled all their non-conference games because that's not a rule in the Big Ten, I believe, where you have to have that one other Power 4 team that's not in conference. But yeah, we'll have 10. It'll be curious to see how they look at it from, do we go schedule a mid-major, still have the one FCS opponent? I think everybody's just going to take a different approach until there is some sense of uniformity across. But as of right now, still waiting to see how that all unfolds.
Let's get back to the phones. Roberto is up next.
He dropped. We've got Angus, though, still here.
Womp, womp.
Angus is next. What's up, Angus?
Hey, don't worry. I'm not as high in the sky as I was last week. I've got kind of a nightmare scenario in my mind. Golish is doing pretty well in South Florida, and give him another couple of years, and if we get more years like this out of Billy Napier and Kalen DeBoer, I mean, can y'all see one year, a SEC school like a Florida or Alabama scooping him up, and he becomes a nightmare for us in the conference? I mean, y'all pictured him going to one of the other schools, but what if he went to like a splash school like Alabama or something like that? And that's just a nightmare scenario in my situation, because I love the guy and he's great, but I don't want to play against him every year.
Cross that bridge when we get to it. And again, I mean, just depending on the school, though, I mean, we're changing the SEC format as far as scheduling goes. So it should be rotating or 3 rivals and then rotating 6. So we still don't know those 3 exact opponents. I will say, I don't know if you guys knew this. This was a bye game for South Florida. They just got $500,000 to get the win.
Dang. Well, that's awesome. Well, other than, take care of the football and shore up your defense, what do you guys think will be our specific keys to victory against Georgia and Neyland next week? And I'll hang up and let you guys answer. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Angus. Appreciate the phone call.
Number 1 for me is pass rush. If Gunnar Stockton, he's not a great quarterback, but if he has all day, especially with the guys we have banged up in the secondary, those Georgia wide receivers will eventually get open, and they'll be able to hurt us. So if we cannot generate any pass rush at all, it's going to be a long day for Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, Stockton's good enough, Dave. You're exactly right that if given time with the receivers they got, they're elite. I'm wondering if this may be one of the better wide receiver group we'll see all year as far as speed and athleticism. So I don't know. That's why do we have anybody get hurt coming out of this one?
Not that nothing that stood out during the game.
Eason was down for a play, but walked off under his own power. He looked fine. He might have even gotten back in. I don't know on that, but I was, really trying to keep a close eye on the defensive line, just simply based off the injuries that have mounted last week and even before the season started. Any update? Anybody got any idea on David Sanders? I mean, you think they'll throw him out there for his first game being Georgia?
Yeah, I wanted to get into that with you guys, and I guess now's as good a time as any. A couple lines available, by the way. You want to jump in 865-966-3435 to get on the voluntary reaction tonight. What's going on with this kid? He's got a stinger. They say it's a shoulder thing. They said it happened the Wednesday in practice before the Syracuse game. Reports were that he wanted to play, and then they woke up and they were doing testing, and he couldn't play. They said he was devastated by the fact that he couldn't play against Syracuse, but that they expected him back this week. Today, Austin Price VolQuest said that they were having issues getting his strength levels back up, but that they don't expect it to be a long-term deal. A lot of, this is weird, right? Davey, I think the question becomes, like, our offensive line has looked pretty good, albeit against not great defenses these first two games. Do you really want to – it's not just about – because you're not just plugging a true freshman in there against one of the best teams in college football, because you're switching two other positions, right? You're moving Moy back to left guard after starting the first two games at right guard. You're moving Perry inside to right guard after starting the first two games at right tackle. Do you really want to juggle that much on your offensive line before what might be the hardest game of the season?
I probably wouldn't do it, honestly, unless they just think this guy's talent so much. Now, I could see it a situation where maybe if you have somebody go down and then you want to plug in, but I don't think sending somebody out there for their first game being against this Georgia front is ideal. Now, granted, he is a 5-star prospect, but the other thing too is just chemistry. And if he's not playing, I imagine he's not practicing with the starting unit at the moment. You get UAB the following weekend.
Yeah, I'm with you, Davey. I would tend to, the coaches, they know this situation better than any of, like, whether or not he's up for it and everything, but it just seems like a lot of change going into this big game. And I'd be tempted to, hey, look, we're going to get you in here. We got plenty of big games, SEC games coming up, but, take an extra week, get as close to 100% as you can. We'll let you get your feet wet against UAB, and then you'll have a bunch of SEC games coming up after that.
Yeah, I guess the question ultimately is for the Tennessee coaching staff of how much of an impact will this guy have in terms of us winning or losing this game? And depending on where they fall on that spectrum, your answer lies there.
Yeah, but you've got so many new guys. Like Jesse Perry has done great at right tackle so far, but you're sliding him inside and asking him to play a different position. It just seems like you're asking a lot of both of those guys. Like right now, you've got a veteran, maybe our best offensive lineman in Wendell Moy, playing next to him, and he can kind of hold his hand and walk him through things. And if you go into next week, we've got Perry, a redshirt freshman, playing next to Sanders, a true freshman, against Georgia. It's an awful big ask.
Yeah.
And maybe they're that good. Maybe they can handle it. Maybe that gives us the best chance to win. But it seems like a big ask.
Yeah, huge. Did he get sacked today at all? Did any of the quarterbacks?
Did Mert get sacked? I know Joey did not. Joey made it through. So our first team offensive line has not allowed a sack this season, Bear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll start him. I don't know that, he might get some action if he's medically cleared. The way I read it this morning was the doctors wouldn't clear him, I guess. I guess that's what you just got done talking about, Russ. Yeah, I mean, to me, it falls under if it's not broke, why fix it? This group seems to have gelled right now. You definitely want to work him in after this game, but I mean, you don't want to ruin him. And if he's physically not ready to go, I'd hate for him to get in there when he's not 100% and get hurt and lose this.
No, it's part of the same thing we heard about why Nico didn't play in 2023, and who knows how much of that was true versus the family wanting the red shirt or whatever. But it's like, oh, we don't want to ruin him. We don't want to throw him out there and ruin him. I mean, but
this is different because this kid's apparently had some type of stinger injury from what everybody's saying.
Yeah, but the principle is the same about like putting him in a situation to succeed. And again, maybe he's just that damn good that he can roll out there against whatever first round pick Georgia's got lining up right over him and handle his business. But
with no practice and being your first game
and a bum shoulder.
Yeah. And you've lost strength in your arm because of whatever happened when he had the injury. So that's kind of concerning more than anything.
Yeah.
That's what jumped out at me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that worried about the line right now. That may change at this time next week. We may be singing a different tune, but
UGA Vol is up next. What's up, UGA Vol?
Oh, please don't call me that. It's Georgia Vol. Even though I did go to Georgia and my wife went to Georgia, I would root for Al Qaeda if they were playing the Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia Vol sitting down there in a turban watching the game, hoping the third plane arrives.
Akbar.
Good grief. Too soon, Georgia Vol.
Gentlemen, as we drink from the somewhat diluted keg of victory, how we doing?
Pretty good right now, man. I mean, we're sitting here debating whether or not to play our 5-star offensive tackle next week. I guess you could say our problems are small.
I would venture a prognostication that is fueled somewhat by vodka, and that is this: take the over next week, because I don't think we're going to be able to stop them, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop us either. I mean, Austin Peay was able to move the ball a little bit, and that is encouraging for folks from Knoxville. Would you not agree?
I didn't watch any of that game. I'll take your word for it that they were able to move. I do wonder how motivated. Georgia, they always have a game or two where they are just unmotivated. Remember Missouri almost beat them a couple of years ago?
Kentucky.
Yeah, and damn it if they don't always find a way to be on 11 for us.
Yeah, somebody says because Kirby, all those times losing to us as a player, he just circles this one for some reason every year.
Well, Davey, to your point, I think sometimes Kirby, much like Heupel, I hope, is, down there trying to let everybody know he's playing, 60 underwater chess one-handed. But I am very concerned with the secondary, and I am somewhat concerned with the O-line as we go up against the Bulldogs. I think that the streak of 0 sacks against Joey SWAGuilar is going to come to an end, because those boys can move people for sure.
I agree with that. The other thing too, and I say again, I wasn't able to watch Georgia today, but just looking at Tennessee and Georgia so far, even though I know Tennessee put in some new wrinkles against Syracuse, I thought both teams have kept what they've shown offensively pretty basic. And so I really am interested to see which, wrinkles and new looks we actually get come next Saturday. Because, we all know, like, coaches and how they go about this. Before that first big game, there's a lot they're keeping hidden up their sleeve.
Well, and let's hope so, Davey. I hope Hype's got several tricks up his windsock, because obviously ETSU is a poor benchmark and/or barometer for offensive play, but nonetheless, there were a few times where they kind of stopped us, and by that I mean we stopped ourselves, and that shit ain't gonna fly against Georgia. That's that dog won't hunt.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, we're going to have to play a perfect game basically next week. And, the caller before asked us about our keys and turnovers. That's going to be the big, we've got to win that battle. We cannot give them freebies and probably need a stroke of luck here or there, pick off a pass, pick up a fumble, something like that.
I think, while I agree with you, Russell, I would say it's the line of scrimmage. I mean, the O-line hasn't really been tested. I mean, let's face it, Syracuse would be the best, I guess, litmus for performance. And winning at the line of scrimmage, especially with Heupel trying to pound the ball to open up the pass, even on an RPO, which I think, Davey, to your earlier point, I think he's got a couple of those up his sleeves where he's going to get Joey a little bit more mobile. I don't think we've seen that yet. I think that's there. I mean, from what I've seen in some of the practice film that I've been able to watch, I think it's there. We just haven't seen it yet. But, it's obviously going to be a Sisyphean task to to try to win at the line of scrimmage against Georgia that's, damn near 6 deep with guys that, they move people. And that is my concern. I think we've got a shot. I don't think it's much of a shot, and I hate to be the pessimist, but I'm a Georgia Tennessee fan, and so then therefore I am quite the consummate masochist. I have an outside hope, but at the same time, I'm very, very reluctant to say that it's going to be even. It's going to come down to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, you make some good points. We lost against them the past couple of years. You usually come out of that feeling, man, we just got whipped. Like you don't even really think about the quarterbacks, and it's just like they just dominated us up front. So
I would submit that the 5 of the last 8 times that they've kicked our ass, they beat us. But 3 of them, we kind of beat ourselves.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't feel like we've been close.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've been close against them. Like even the 2022 game, I know it rained or whatever, but I just felt like they manhandled us.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The more I think about that, you might be right.
There's a first time for everything, Georgia ball.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I just wanted to chime in, let you all know that I love it. I love Voluntary Reaction. I love listening to you guys every afternoon. And I'm so glad that Voluntary Reaction is back on the app because that Twitter bullshit sucked. I couldn't listen to it. And let's not do that again.
All right. Well, thanks for the programming note, Georgia Ball. We will take that to the Council of Elders. 865-966-3435, your number to get on the show tonight. Bear is in California where he's getting set to see some Beatles cover band or something tomorrow night.
Yeah.
They're playing.
They're
playing the local Holiday Inn.
Yeah, something like that. It's wild out here.
What'd you do today? Where'd you watch the game?
Went down and met Mark Nagy at Q's Billiards. This is a funny story. I'm glad you asked. Q's Billiards, been around forever. It's down on Wilshire Boulevard, kind of about halfway out to Santa Monica. And this place used to be rocking with Tennessee alumni. And I was talking to the folks down there. There weren't many UT fans. There's a lot of college football people in there. They had a really hard time during the troubles down there. Although, people got, disinterested like we all did. I imagine it's just harder, I imagine, when you're way out here and you suck for 10 years. So, but met some really cool, met a couple of guys from Oregon that had been in Knoxville back in the day for that game. Were really nice guys. Some Arkansas fans, a couple of Michigan fans. So, but it was a cool place.
Heupel today said about the Sanders thing, quote, Dave anticipated him being ready. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, he did the thing where he said, Dave anticipated him being ready. Ultimately.
So David goes by Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that. Is that shocking to you? It's a pretty common thing there, Bear.
Well, no, but I mean, you seem to be puzzled about
I get
it.
through the quote, please? Ultimately, medical decided for him. For us, it probably wasn't the best move to play him today, end quote.
Sounds about right. We're being careful with him.
Josh Heupel going into a typical great detail about injuries after this
Obi-Wan
game.
Heupel.
Yeah.
He's something else, man.
Apparently Special Smokey headed for the gates as soon as he ran through the tee again today.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
I thought they were retiring that guy to the farm.
He's got great anxiety, Bear. Can't be around people.
Need to get him an emotional support doll.
Like Ryan Williams?
Yeah.
Who didn't play today?
Well, he had a concussion. I mean, he got knocked out pretty hard against FSU.
Well, they came to play out there in Norman. One of Michigan's receivers got just absolutely decapitated.
No, he did that deal where lumber in this game.
Yeah, he got up and did the deal where he stumbled about 3 steps and then face planted. So surely to God they won't put that kid back in.
That's Bob Baskerville's music, the new co-host of our award-winning afternoon show, The Drive, heard weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Fan Run Radio. Bob Baskerville is joining us. Hello, Bob.
Howdy. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Just enjoying our enemies, seeing their mighty empires crumble, trying to figure out how we're going to beat Georgia.
Boys, we are in for such a week ahead, man. I mean, because obviously big game next Saturday, but we also get to dance on the grave of at least one school in Florida, maybe some more. You never know. But a lot of teams that I don't need to repeat. You guys have been talking about a lot of it. I mean, some of the names, the big brand names that scuffled today, right? Clemson and Georgia. And the only thing I worry about with Georgia is that just the rocket fuel that Kirby needs to get them ready for this weekend.
Probably.
But you make a good point, Bob. I mean, it's the early season polls are stupid. They don't mean anything. Nobody knows anything. You're saying that you think this is. I mean, we've saw about half the top 20 did not look good today, and the other teams are playing bottom feeders.
More importantly, go ahead, Davey. No, you go.
I was going to say, a lot of years whenever I see that AP poll first be released, I'm like, you know what? In my mind, that makes a lot of sense. This year didn't make a lot of sense to me. I look at Florida, South Carolina. I don't like, I mean, even Clemson being as high as they were, it just, I'm kind of baffled by some of the decisions of where they put these teams. And I think a lot of it is because they've got these quarterbacks that are super talented just from a physical specimen standpoint, but they're not great quarterbacks. So it's like I'm putting DJ Lagway in that camp. I'm putting Lenore Sellers there, Cade Klubnik as well. And so you've got all these upsets, but I don't think these teams should have been ranked as where they are in the first place. And so now we're looking at it from a standpoint of like, oh my gosh, they went in and shocked the world. Now, granted, Florida shouldn't lose to South Florida, but Florida was not what were they, 12th? They're not the 12th best team in the country. You kidding me? No. We've watched Billy Napier football long enough to know that.
I think you're right. And what is it with, another one in the SEC is, what is it about Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, and Kentucky, man? How Kentucky's bad. We talked about this yesterday on the show with Haji. They're bad, man. And this should have been a 10-point win. I'm a little bitter. I did have Ole Miss in the points, and then Stoops decides to kick a field goal with 8 seconds left in the game for the backdoor cover for Kentucky.
Overhit.
Oh, well, I didn't take the over, Russ.
He mentioned that in his post-game interview, Bob. Did you catch that?
No.
Kiffin apologizing to the gamblers.
Oh, I saw something on social media about it, but I didn't. I didn't see it on TV. Yeah, real ones know, man.
It's weird watching some of those teams just seem to, whenever you look at the coach, and a great example, because like everyone listening to this, I'll say it and you're like, I remember it, but it doesn't make sense. Butch Jones never lost to Steve Spurrier. It's just like some coaches, for whatever reason, just have another coach's number. And even though, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, they were able to win today. I'm with you, Bob. Like Kentucky and Stoops, they always play a great game whenever they're going up against the Land Sharks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Walker Smith, whose Arizona State Sun Devils trail Mississippi State now 17-0.
Let's go. Yes.
Hey, you know what I say? We've talked about Mississippi State. Let them get their big upset out of the way down in Starkville.
Yeah.
I thought it was real cute when Walker was waxing poetic about how they had people walking around during practice ringing cowbells. Unless you got about 75, 80,000 people doing it, it's not, you don't understand what you're walking into down there.
You just don't scroll onto Scott Field and waltz away with a victory.
I mean, if you're not ready for that level of noise they got down there.
If Arizona State loses based off the others, I mean, Tennessee should easily at least be 19th in the polls come next week heading into the game against Georgia.
Yeah.
Which again, like if you lose to Georgia, you're going to drop. But I mean, can you get up high enough to where you at least stay in that top 25? Because I think, given everything else, and by the time you have your next difficult game, you'll be up. And I mean, again, I know I complain about the AP poll a lot, but for whatever reason, it's still great to have that number beside your name.
Hey,
Is
Bob.
losing to Georgia? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Bob, we had a caller earlier ask about game day next week. You have a couple of big games to compete with. I think Notre Dame is playing Texas A&M, and then Florida and LSU are playing.
That one just took a hit.
Yeah. And I mean, Notre Dame, they did lose last week. So would you a 1-1 Notre Dame and undefeated Texas A&M who hasn't played anybody versus, granted, you could say the same thing for Tennessee, Georgia, but I think a lot of people would be looking at that if you're that's for the leader in the clubhouse.
Bob?
What's that again?
They're coming to Knoxville, aren't they?
I'd say there's a really good chance of it. I mean, if you're talking about environments, though, it's in South Bend. I mean, South Bend is viewed by many just as special as Knoxville.
So is Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Well, but Florida just had a pretty inexplicable loss. You know, I mean, I think that's going to tarnish their chances to get it. But I think it looks good for us.
Night
like I said,
game in Baton Rouge. Oh man, I mean, if I'm, there's part of me that's looking forward to that. As far as if I'm ABC, ESPN, it's like, man, like let's watch the meltdown.
Yeah,
it's good old fashioned coach firing.
Yes.
By God, it's been a while.
I know you guys have reconciled a lot in this game statistically, our game, but I'm just looking 41 first downs. I know it's ETSU, but 41 first downs today. It's incredible,
It's
man.
pretty efficient, isn't it? Yeah.
We had
a good day offensively.
We ran 55 plays in the first half. Aguilar threw 31 passes in the first half. Like he's got full game stats in a half, 23 of 31, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's with a couple of short fields too, because Boo put you right there a couple different times.
How many drops did he have?
Yeah, exactly.
Boy,
yeah.
Boo,
by the way, Boo Carter, all's forgiven, man.
Not only that,
We
but I
love
mean,
you.
it's obvious that he's one of our best playmakers on the team.
I mean, again, it's a little bit of a qualifier against ETSU. I mean, that first juke he made, he might get separated shoulder or something against Georgia, but still, that guy is an absolute. He's a talent, man. He's a first round NFL draft pick, probably if he went out this year. I mean, scouts have to be looking at him just going, holy hell.
Yeah, but I think they also look at the other.
He's got a big job next week. He's probably going to get Branch or whatever his name is in that slot.
Are we going to play? I mean, he's
got to play next week.
Well,
he got to stop this.
He's just in the rotation. I mean, we start McMurray at the star, and
you're
then
gonna find out quick if you don't start him.
Ty Redmond.
They're gonna light us up if we're not careful.
What do you do?
You Boo's out there at the beginning.
You damn start him, Russell.
It's time. You can't be worried about this other stuff now.
Brett. Hollander's right, man. This is Georgia. We ain't beating Georgia unless Boo Carter makes some plays for us next week, among a lot of other people. But we definitely need him. If we beat them, I would imagine that Boo's made at least 2 major plays.
What about discipline, Bear? What
you
about
want to beat Georgia or not?
What about team chemistry? What about integrity?
I want to win. I want to win, man. If he ups our chances of winning, I think you start him. Start his
Boo and Bob and Bear have forgiven Boo. They're wiping the slate clean. What say you, Davey?
I mean, what would Kirby do? Kirby's had people within his own organization die and nobody got suspended.
Kirby, get him a new car.
Yeah.
Kirby'd also have him running the entire stadium.
Kirby also has another 5-star that replaced the guy that's been out.
Okay, here's one that I was debating with some other people. I'd love to run it through you guys. Boo Carter, that elusiveness that we saw today, that kind of We haven't seen that on UT's roster since blank.
On
I don't know,
defense?
Bob. Like we're playing ETSU.
Special
Yeah.
teams.
We're playing ETSU. Can we pump the brakes a little bit? I'm glad he was toying with an FCS team out there, but
Yeah.
D. Williams.
Skills,
to
hey
answer your
man, skills
question.
are skills. I agree, but skill. I'm sorry. You saying that he's a fraud? I mean,
no.
I'm
just
saying,
saying
that
let's
go
see
ahead,
him do it against a team with a pulse.
but
I'm gonna go with
House
D.
won
Williams.
last year against Georgia.
Yeah.
my question remains: who's a guy like that the most
I
recent?
think
one
Bear
we
said
can
it. D.
remember?
Williams, right? He was pretty
D.
damn good.
Williams. I mean, if you give me a choice between Boo Carter and D. Williams, if we're just talking special teams,
Yeah.
I'm taking D.
Patterson,
Williams
I
every
mean,
day of the
he's
week
back.
and twice on Sunday. I mean, D. Williams was explosive.
I'd
Dallas
say,
Shelton,
Boo's
man.
not, but
I mean,
Pig Howard.
I say
He
Cordero
didn't?
Patterson.
oh, Bob. Did you get into the Johnny Walker Blue this afternoon, Bob? Come on.
what do you think? Cordell's a bad shout.
Guy has
Yeah,
one nice punt return against ETSU, and Bob's fitting him for a gold jacket.
Comparing him to what now? Like a 10, 11-year NFL player?
He was like
Come on,
a
Bob.
mix of Devin Hester and Cordero Patterson with a little Herschel Walker.
So, Russ, you're not putting Boo out there to start this game next
No,
week.
I don't know, man. I think that we're going to rotate so much anyway. They're married to this, playing these young
So he's
guys.
going to play his snaps. You just don't think he's going to start.
Yeah, I think he's going to play. I think he probably comes in and plays a backup role.
I'd probably agree with Bob if Boo didn't get tackled by a punter today.
I mean, that happens to even the great ones sometimes, man.
I'll keep a receipt on this one. We'll see where we are later in the season.
Let's get Zach in here. Zach, you're on Voluntary Reaction with a host of fan-run personalities. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey boys, I think we might be back. And I'm not just talking about, obviously, we kicked the shit out of ETSU today, but I don't know. I was there today, and just the offensive line for the first time, I feel like in forever, there's not like a hole that we have on our offensive line, even with Jesse Perry starting at right tackle and everything with David Sanders. I'm kind of like you guys. Like, I kind of like how everything is at this point to where, I kind of don't feel like we should start David Sanders next week just because we have a good thing going on the offensive line right now. And, with Georgia next week, like, I look at our schedule, nobody on our schedule scares me, including Georgia. And that's not really, just to talk about how great I feel our team is. But I mean, the talent level across the board in the SEC is leveling out. It's evening out. My friend, who's a huge Georgia fan, he's going to the game with me next week. He's concerned about their offensive line. So I think and he's concerned about their defensive line, just in terms of how they played the first 2 weeks. So, I mean, obviously they've got a great receiving core. Their receivers are going to make plays. But I don't know why, but I just feel like way more confident in the direction of our program now, to where it's like, okay, yeah, we are missing our 5-star right tackle. We can plug our backup in, and still, I know the level of competition, but we can still feel good about everything. I don't know about you guys, but I just, especially when I see South Florida beat Florida, I just feel like we're kind of over all that. Like we're entering into another level as a program. And I know we're not favored next week against Georgia, but we're favored the rest of the way. I mean, we're favored every game other than Georgia next week. So next week's winnable, but even with that being the case, I mean, like we're entering into a new era of Tennessee football where, playoffs are going to be on the table every single year. And, by the way, as soon as the first Boo Carter punt return, I forgave him for everything. I was all in and wanted him
want them in next week. So don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like everyone's like still so apprehensive, but it just feels like we're entering into that upper tier right now as we speak this year.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's again, how far we've come in 5 years under Josh Heupel to have this program just about back to where it was in the 1990s, where, even in our heyday, like you go and average the years, we were about a 9 or 10 win team, and we've won 30 games in the last 3 years. It's remarkable to be back, and we got to enjoy it. Great stuff. Zach, anything else, my friend?
No, man. I mean, and I just feel like us as a fan base, like we kind of we still lose sight of it. Like
Sure.
People are talking about, oh, I don't want Alex Golish to get the Alabama job or the Florida job. It's like he was Josh Heupel's apprentice. I mean, like I'm not concerned.
Yeah, that's like us hiring Derek Dooley instead of Nick Saban. You're getting a copy. You're getting a copy of the tape.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that at all. Like we're heading in a great direction. The Neyland, the renovations today, by the way, also too, it made me just so proud of just how far things have come. The new concourse in the south end zone is massive. There's way more concession stands.
Cool.
The bathrooms are updated. I mean, we're just on like such an incredible trajectory right now, and I'm just a sunshine pumper. I'll come on here to say that, but yeah. Have a good night, boys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick, Zach. Appreciate the phone call. Yeah, update from Las Vegas as they approach the end of the first quarter. UNLV leads UCLA 10-0. Nico Iamaleava has 2 carries for negative 10 yards. He has not attempted a pass.
I'm reading some of the, I just did a search on X for just UCLA. Didn't even look for Nico. And this is a UCLA insider that says, yeah, I think it's pretty clear UCLA has assembled the worst football team I've ever watched. And then another one, Sidelines UCLA Nation, said, yeah, you lost me. Fire everyone.
So this UNLV team, who did they struggle with last week?
Was it Idaho?
An FCS school.
Idaho State? Something like that?
Yeah, it was Idaho State. They beat them.
Hey, guys, yeah. I got a quick question for you guys. Did he do us a favor? Like, are we better with Aguilar than we would have been with Nico? I know we've had that conversation.
We're definitely better from a team chemistry standpoint. It remains to be seen if we're better on the field.
I think next week will tell a lot. I mean, even if we do struggle, I might as well go ahead and say, yeah, I think we are, just simply because
Aguilar's a better fit for his offense.
The offense was miserable last year whenever you're looking at, the first half of Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama. I mean, you had 3 games where you didn't score in the first half at all. And I mean, like a lot of that goes to the quarterback. Like we weren't moving the ball. And when we were, a lot of it was just indicative of the run game. So, I mean, I don't know. We could fall flat on our face come next week and we go back and say, yeah, we're probably about the same. But it continues to show like Nico, like I don't see how he did not get any better at all having an entire offseason. Like usually, even though
he didn't have an entire
practice.
He didn't have an entire he had a rushed offseason with UCLA in a new system with a first-time offensive coordinator on a bad team with a coach who's going to get fired. Like, I mean, you're not setting yourself up for success, son.
You're not. But what I'm saying is like another year of just college football in general. Like he just looks awful across the board. And I mean, he's still missing passes high. And even if you don't understand the offense, you would think, just having another year against some of these opponents, you'd at least look a little bit more crisp. He just doesn't.
I think it would have happened if he had stayed here, Davey. I'm not saying he would have turned into the Heisman candidate we thought he was after 2 games last year, but I think like if he had just stopped obsessing about the money, and I know it's his father mostly, but if he had just like dedicated himself to the game, cut out all the distractions and become a true student of the game, I think you would have seen that development here, which is it's really sad because they've gone for the short-term paycheck which will not last. I mean, a family like that make $2 million disappear in a hurry, and they might end up missing out on the long-term paycheck, the generational, that second NFL contract that can truly set up your entire family for generations. Because they wanted a $1 million raise here at Tennessee. Not even that, like $600,000. They wanted to go from 2.4 to 3.
Yeah, and it's like
now, sorry, Barry, you've got this
wasn't
propaganda machine going on now, where there's an article up from The Athletic where they're interviewing and they're talking about, well, his mom had a cancer diagnosis and he just wanted to be back closer to his family, and all this bull crap. This just designed to make Tennessee look bad.
He was trying to get to Miami at one point.
And yes, he's trying to go to Oregon. He's trying to go to Miami.
Yeah.
UCLA was the only place he could
Why
go.
leave California at
these
all?
dumbass journalists, these idiot reporters, just eat this stuff. Oh yeah, tell me more, Big Nick. Tell me more, Big Nick, about how bad Tennessee was. Tell me more. It's not about the money. No, your mom had cancer. Oh yeah, it's all about the love. Yeah, all this.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, these people are so gullible.
Well, and you know what's going to happen here too is what will get covered up is there's a real possibility that Sean Foster is going to get fired this season, and so then that'll be another reason why it didn't work out for Nico. Is coaching was not good. It's like, then why'd you go there in the first place, man?
Yeah. Well, here's the big question, Bob. Does he go to another school again next year?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Don't rule out a third school.
No. I think that's
Eastern Washington.
I think the third school is more than likely at this point, simply because if you look at their schedule, let's say come back and win this game, they get New Mexico next week. Outside of that, their toughest Big Ten opponents are on the road. So some of their toughest Big Ten opponents are coming to UCLA, where they're likely losing those games. But then some of the more winnable games for UCLA are on the road, and that travel is probably going to impact that team. A lot of these kids probably haven't, flown cross country to go play these games. It's going to take a toll on them throughout this season. They're just not good. I'm saying it now, like, give me under one win on the season for UCLA.
How about this?
Wow.
How about this for a fearless bold prediction? Golish goes to Florida and brings Nico in, who he recruited as his guy after Lagway hits the portal because his guy left. Lagway to Knoxville, where Heupel will resurrect his career for 1 year before he goes to the NFL.
And you thought I was glazing Boot Carter.
It's also official. Game day's coming here next week.
It's a final now.
Just announced.
Breaking news, ESPN Game Day, Sans Lee Corso is coming to Knoxville. Pat McAfee is coming here. Hide your wives, hide your daughters. Nick Saban is back in Big Orange Country.
The Emperor
Will this be his
himself.
first time to Knoxville since 2022?
Yeah, when he went all purple and almost stroked out when they touched that punt. Hey, the damn Michigan-Oklahoma game has turned into just a street brawl. They've carried off like 3 guys from Michigan now. Jesus. Got fights?
They got something going on the sideline?
Yeah.
Fight on the sideline? Fight with the
man, I'm
coach?
telling you, man, I'm sitting here, I've got it on, and every time I look up, guys are getting into it, and people are being carried off the field unconscious.
It's the Underwood kid. He's getting into it with one of his teammates.
Ooh, that's a terrible look right there.
I mean, they're holding Michigan down right now. Michigan just missed a field goal.
Can't do that, man. You're supposed to be the leader of your team. Freshman nonetheless. No.
More of our enemies melting down.
I hope Michigan loses every game till the end of time. Cockgate.
Cockgate.
I'm tight with Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker. Yeah, sure you are, you lying bastard.
Nico is now 1 for 2 for 15 yards. Keep you updated on that.
Which
I think
Sinceri
this
played
answers the
defensive back
question,
for
Bob.
Alabama.
Like Nico watch is going to continue throughout the season.
I know. What we were saying last week, I was like, okay, I saw enough. I don't need to watch anymore. And here we are. I've got it on the TV right now. By
Guys,
the way, UCLA's wearing all whites, no gold pants.
Oh man, what have they
What
done to
channel
those
is it
beautiful
on?
uniforms?
CBS Sports Network.
What you have? I'm getting an idea here for a segment, guy. We have Nico watch a little Hawaiian music going on.
Use the Hawaii 5-0 theme.
Ukulele with the theremin.
No, you need something more upbeat. Hawaii 5-0 theme music.
That was always, we've already used that. That's when we go.
What about the Magnum PI music?
When Tennessee goes 5-0.
Magnum PI
865-966-3435. Yes, Davey.
Magnum PI theme. I was in Hawaii.
Yeah, I like that too.
I want some Don Ho ukulele music myself.
What was the big old fat guy who sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow"?
Israel Iamaleava, whatever. His first name was Israel. I mean, he had like 28 consonants in his last name. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just incredibly hard for me to pronounce.
I think it was the big old fat guy that was the mean part, not the mispronunciation of his name.
Real big old fat lady.
Well, that's on Davey, not me.
Personal appearance is not show fodder, Bear. How many times do you have to be told?
Died in the 90s. Like it's in the past.
Let's get Stevie in here next. Hello, Stevie.
Russell!
Stevie! You feeling it, buddy?
Nico is not a good quarterback. He's not. It wouldn't have worked here. He has no intangibles. He's scared in the pocket. He has no footwork. His body size is, he looks like a Martian alien. He's put no size on him. Just not a good quarterback. And I had to take the orange-colored glasses off to see that. He's just not a good quarterback, guys.
Oh, he's somebody else's problem now, Stevie. That's what he is.
Oh, he's my precious, Russ. I've got it on the TV right now. I just saw him just throw the ball into the secondary with no one in near the area code.
So are you enjoying watching Nico flounder more than you enjoyed watching us score a school record amount of points?
Yes, Russell. I burned his T-shirt live on the air. Of course I did. Russell, I watched the first half of the ETSU game and I said, okay, I'm done with the orange and white game. What was the point of watching that today?
I do remember you did burn a jersey live on air, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was a great moment. Great moment.
And a lot of people are like, oh, that's stupid. But, I feel pretty validated and vindicated right now, boys.
Well, life is
Joey's
all about,
guy.
yeah, that's what it's about. Stevie's sensibilities being validated. That's what's really important today.
Thank you, Russell. I appreciate that from you. I wanted to clear up and validate something Bob said about Boo going in the first round of the draft if he were able to this year. He meant the UFL draft. What's wrong with you, Bob?
I'm telling you, these guys, blame the scouts. They look at potential. I think he would go. I'm not saying he's like in the top 10 or anything, but I could see him going late first round.
Wait, Nico?
No, Boo.
No, Boo. I'm sorry. I was like,
Nico at one point it was.
Bob is into the Johnny Walker Black here this evening.
Blue. I'm talking about Bob. If he's in Johnny Walker, Russ, it's blue. There's no way, Bob. You don't think that everything that's gone on this summer with him would be a red flag? And then with all his entourage?
Seemed to work for players like Tyreek Hill and others. We're talking about the NFL Bear. The NFL Bear.
We're talking about a kid whose agent, the last time he represented what's his son's name? Played for Pearl at Auburn. He completely screwed his own kid out of first-round draft pick. I mean, it's not like they're a brain trust
Is
over
that
there.
Is that confirmed as agent? Like, is that confirmed? I know that was a rumor.
Yeah, I don't know if he's switched agents yet, but he was messing around with that dude, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Sharif Cooper wasn't the guy he screwed. That is his son. It was one of the kids from Rutgers that he kind of screwed over, right, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Ace Bailey.
Yeah. Ace Bailey. Yeah. He likely cost the guy some money.
Guys, I've heard a lot of talk about forgiving Boo after the punt returns we saw today, and boy, it was electric. And Russ, I'm kind of curious because I've been listening to you for about 15 or 20 minutes now on hold. I personally, when I saw him doing those punt returns and stuff, it was kind of hard for me to root for him. I'm going to be honest with you. Did you feel that, Russ?
Well, it was hard to root for him. It's just hard to trust him.
I think, you know what I would say is
ball.
it's actually painful because what you know is, as electric as he is, Stevie, like you said, odds are he'll be gone after this season.
Yeah, you know that he doesn't. It's not about the orange and white for him. He's in it for himself, and he's gone as soon as this season is over, and it's a mutual parting of the ways. And that's kind of, this is going to be a recurring theme. I think now the professionalization of college sports is here, where it's just purely transactional. You're not going to have the guys like Jawan Jennings that put on for Tennessee. It's going to be more of like, if you can't pay me, I'm out of here. And if we don't want you, we're not going to pay you. And like, it's going to be a lot more like the NFL.
It made me it felt weird. Like when he did all that stuff, I was just like, I don't care. He'll be gone. Did y'all also notice there were a few plays he made? Again, electric plays. No one went over to like high five or helmet hit, nothing. Did y'all notice that?
I actually noticed the opposite. I saw some of the coaches. William Inge came over to high five.
The coaches,
yeah, the coaches were. That's interesting. The coaches were over there. I didn't notice any players really celebrating with him.
Yeah, no, he made like an insane tackle on an edge play or whatever, and literally no one got near him, and I noticed it.
Noticed it, huh?
I noticed it, Russ. I noticed these things.
You're very observant.
Davey, can you do a little Cam Ward celebration with me through the phone live on the air with me? A little elephant truck thing to celebrate his christening tomorrow. You doing it with me right now? I'm doing it on the phone right now.
I'm going to be a professional member of the media, Stevie, and refrain. Even though I do hope the debut goes very well tomorrow.
Me too, bro. Me too, Dave. Yeah, me too. I want him to do well. Guys, on my way out, I got two things. One, I'd like to say 11-1 is in play right now. I don't want to take it to the bank, but 11-1 is in play. Two, I'd like to share with you all the first week of softball statistics for me. I was 2 for 2 at the plate with an RBI, and I came in the third inning for a reliever through straight gas.
What's
Cooked
happening?
up a goose egg for the boys.
Is this happening?
See ya.
Are we doing this now? Really?
I'm sure Tony would have been proud, Stevie.
Is that where I hit the button over here?
Cam Ward is on the precipice of making history, gentlemen. He only needs 89,215 yards passing tomorrow against Denver to eclipse Tom Brady's all-time passing record.
Be a steep feat.
I think he'll have that midway through the second quarter.
I don't think Tennessee will win tomorrow, but I do think it'll be closer than the experts are predicting. I think the line was at 8.5 last I checked. Hard to go to Denver and win, but I don't know, man. It's first week of the year. It's always kind of difficult to predict how things are going to play themselves out. Just hopefully, I just want to see all right, he does have that it factor. And it's just like, all right, if we get enough time and we're able to eventually get him some weapons, he doesn't have the weapons right now in his arsenal to where it's like they're going to be a legit team that has a chance to make the playoffs. But just give me that, give me a little bit of that hopium.
Hope is a powerful and important thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get Roberto in here next. Roberto, you're on Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead.
I had Stevie actually. I bet against him. I didn't have him going 2 for 2 this week. At the plate. So, good for him.
He's a solid contact hitter, man.
Yeah. He strikes me as a solid contact hitter. And he's a caller. Occasionally, he makes contact with hatchets to the back of animals' heads, but doesn't kill them. Guys, as a person that was there, first of all, how cool did they show Aguilar's mom on television?
Yeah.
Did y'all see it?
A couple times.
How awesome was that, man? Like, she was sobbing when he came out of the tee. Great folks. Got to meet them today. Man, it's just so fun to have a family that, I don't know, are we app only?
Yeah.
You know what's coming next. It's just so nice to have somebody who gives a shit to be here. What's that? Somebody actually gives a shit. Yeah, it was fun to watch him. Guys, I'm not making any predictions or anything. I'm asking a genuine question. Has he moved up in the Heisman? He has to have moved up in the Heisman odds today. I think Swagway's done.
We had the same conversation this time last year. Just saying.
I understand. I'm asking a genuine frigging question. Did he move up?
Easy, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure he moved. I'm sure he moved up.
All right, Roberto.
I mean, it's all relative, though, Roberto. It's like I'm sure he moved up, but does that mean he's like in the top 20? I mean, I don't think he's.
I think he was in the top 15 to start. I would say probably.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good, obviously. I mean, any day, any 2 back-to-back weeks where Tennessee wins and our 2 biggest rivals lose, it'd be a bad week, really. And Comrade Golish gets that job. I'm fine with that. You can have the apprentice. We'll take the master. Really pleased with the advancement of this offense under him. And you were asking, would we have been? I mean, it's fair to say now, Russ and guys, I think we're better without Nico, and that's okay. He's crisper. He throws the ball better, short and long, medium range. I mean, is there a throw he can't make that we've seen yet? I'm not sincere. I don't know. Is there a throw you guys have noticed that he truly struggles with? So far.
Yeah. Roberto, thanks, man. You're breaking up there a little bit.
It's in lunar orbit.
I'm sorry, what's that, Bob?
Said he's in lunar orbit or something. It was breaking
on
up
the dark
bad.
side of the moon.
Yes.
I'm just, I know that this is bad sports radio host etiquette. Like you got to have the hot take. You got to. I'm just after last year. I just want to wait and see. I want to see, and I might even, if he struggles next week against Georgia, it's like, well, let's see what he does against Mississippi State. Like you just need a little more data points here. The early returns are great. He looks comfortable back there. He throws a nice ball, seems to be in command of everything. Teammates seem to like him.
We've got it just appears, I guess we had them last year and they were just overthrown a lot, but it looks like it does feel a teeny bit. I'm not overreacting there. It feels a little bit like 2022 where guys are just open, I mean, now the one to Matthews, he wasn't quite open, but I mean, that very first touchdown to Brazel, it was like, God, that just memories. That's all I want to see is just efficiency, man. We don't need a Heisman. We don't need to, I mean, if we can go 10-2 or 11-1, get to the playoffs again, see what happens then. And then we also have a quarterback who's operating at a level like we saw Joey operate at today. And it's going to be a fun year. I mean,
on DraftKings, Joey is tied 21st in Heisman odds at plus 4,500.
There we go.
Ty Simpson is who he's tied with.
How are they doing tonight?
They were dominating pretty early. I did see UNLV just scored another touchdown. It's now 17-0 over UCLA.
Oklahoma's up 14-0 now on Michigan. I think that Oklahoma game, we've talked about this, man. I think that's going to be a big game for us.
Sure.
It feels like Oklahoma might be kind of back.
Good defense. Yeah. Mateer's still making some questionable decisions.
Yeah, that was my take too, Davies. Like I'm watching them and I see him and he throws a real nice, like he's got a gun on him, no doubt, but then like he's a little wild at times.
Yeah, I mean, some of those hits he's taking, we keep talking about like, Joey, don't put yourself in harm's way. I've seen several plays from him where I'm just like, dude, you do that against or do that multiple times against some of these teams you're going to be facing, that's going to knock you out for several weeks.
I'm still looking at Mississippi State right now. I mean, shut out. They're winning 17-0 at home right now at halftime against Arizona State. I don't know. Is that anything to y'all? Because I think that's a tough one on the road. We got to go down there. That's before Oklahoma.
It's tough, but I mean, this is one of those games where you would rather them win than lose, just simply based off what that does for your strength of schedule, strength of record. And I mean, I look at this where it's like, you still want some of these SEC teams to win these non-conference games. I mean, I'm not one who's like an SEC guy. Like, I'm glad South Florida won, but you still want your conference to be held up and look as though like, hey, this is still the pristine level of college football. And if you have a lot of like conference games, even, some more of the bottom feeders lose some of these games, it'll hurt you at the end of the day whenever we get to seeding time. And if you are in that conversation, Mississippi State winning a game like this will help you.
And I still have the belief, let them, they're still Mississippi State. Let them get that upset tonight. Might take a little bit of that edge off of what we worry about going down there in a few weeks. My point is, I don't see Mississippi State becoming really, really good. Like, I just don't see it.
Land Danning responding after the game on how Mike Gundy's comments about the amount of NIL money around Oregon affected his team's play this week says, quote, I told our team right before the game, it never requires extra motivation for an opportunity to go out and kick ass, but it never hurts when someone pours gasoline on the fire.
Remember Dan Lanning when they played Colorado? That was all the video that they had, what he was saying before the game. I'm sure there might have been some of that going on in the locker room. We just didn't see it.
That's a guy who keeps receipts.
Yes.
Let's get a call from Jesse next. Good afternoon, or good evening, as the case may be. Jesse, you're on Voluntary Reaction.
Cousin Russ, it's been a minute.
Yes.
Dave, looking at Davey, it's like, man, Duke is just wearing him down. So I've been listening for a little bit. I definitely think we're better with Joey Aguilar. And in the same vein, Bear, I do think there was something to be said that, like, I guess this would have been the third straight off season, Heupel and Nico being together. Like, you would just have a pretty good expectation that there would have been more progression. With that said, I think off the field, like Joey SWAGuilar, like his record of work and the ladder he's had to climb in his collegiate career has been one of playing at App State, in the big game or the tougher P5 opponents or P4 opponents. Those are tough, and you really have to pull a David versus Goliath. Whereas Nico, it's everything's pretty much been given to him. And put on a pedestal. So, I think that's just an immature. Obviously, this has been talked about forever, probably since Nico left. But the maturity level is the biggest difference for me between Nico and Joey Aguilar, and why I think the more maturity of Aguilar has caused a lot of good vibes and good hype right now. But in regards to next week, the one thing I haven't heard anyone really talk about, this is going to be the toughest start that Gunnar Stockton has made. They played Texas last year in the SEC championship in their backyard. That's a home game. They went to the Sugar Bowl, pretty much a home game with how Georgia traveled to New Orleans. This is going to be the first game Gunnar Stockton has played where 90% of the environment is going to be against him. And while I think there's obviously a lot of concern with Georgia just because of their body of work, the one thing no one seems to be talking about is the fact that Stockton is literally making his first tough start. Obviously, what's on the line is not as important as like the postseason last year, but that environment wasn't as tough as it's going to be next week for him.
No, certainly not. It's going to be different next week, man. It kicks up a notch. The players are going to be better. The schemes are going to be more complex, and the stakes are going to be dramatically higher. And so we'll get to see what this kid's all about. But, you know, it's not just on him. Like, we've got to block him, as several people have said. It's about what happens up front and in the trenches. We got to be able to get off the field on third down. We weren't able to do that last year. We got to defend the pass a little bit better. And I'll tell you this, guys, like, our crowd needs to bring it. This needs to be an all-time loud Neyland game. This needs to be, as our friend Geraldo would say, borderline dangerous in terms of atmosphere.
Also, another hot topic. I think if Alex Golish goes to any SEC school, it's going to be Auburn, because I think the barn is so tough, or they are so itching to take over that state with Bama's quick ball, that if Freeze does not pan out this year, like, and I'm talking like at least something to like give them momentum, like 9-10 wins, like, and Golish goes to the playoffs, I think Auburn's going to be the one to watch. Florida, looking back, it is crazy how their last 4 hires have just been flops. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's hilarious to me, but I don't trust them to make a good hire.
A question for the panel here. If you're Alex Golish and you have, you know, this has obviously catapulted you to the top of a lot of short lists around there. What job do you want? What job makes the most sense for you? Where do you think you can be the most successful?
Most successful would be Florida. I think that's a given. But I would say, as it relates to Auburn, the Lord does not like your all's lack of faith in Hugh Freeze. So there's that.
Caller brings up a good point, though, Dave. The opportunity, right? I mean, Bama's spinning their wheels right now. Whether they keep this guy or not, they are in a period of transition and in a state of flux. And if you're Auburn, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And it's either right now with Hugh Freeze or next year with somebody else.
I still think, just looking at Florida and the recruiting ground there, again, even if you are, like, we talk about this with Josh Heupel all the time, where it's that style of offense, even if you are recruiting less than some of those key SEC teams like Alabama or Georgia at times, I'm removing Alabama from the equation. I don't see Golish as a fit for Alabama, but for Florida in that situation, I mean, you want to talk about getting some of those like top recruits to then come in and play in that system. I just think you'll have everything you need in the state of Florida. And I think those fans would actually get behind you more than you look at some of these other schools like Auburn and the resources at your disposal.
I think
I agree. Nico just lost a fumble.
Oh, Jesse, thanks for the call, my man. Anything else?
You said I brought up a good point. All I wanted to say is if there's a Smith on Voluntary Reaction, they're always giving out good points. Go Vols. Talk to you later.
Hey, I like it. What other Smiths are on?
That was very nice.
Yeah. Bob, you were saying?
I was just saying I agree with Davey. I mean, look, Golish has already been doing work in the state of Florida at South Florida, right? I mean, this would be a higher profile gig. SEC. I mean, I think that's, man, if that's available and they come calling, that's a no-brainer for him. I think. I don't see him going to some place like Alabama. I don't think they would take. I think they viewed Kalen DeBoer as kind of an up-and-comer that was accomplished. I don't think they'll do that again. I think they're going to try to swing for the fences for somebody if it's not DeBoer. I don't know who that would be, but maybe they try to go get Sark or something else. But
The guy
I
who fits
just
the
think.
mold, Bob.
What's
I
that?
don't know if he'd do it, but the guy that they would love to have is Dan Lanning.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, back to goalish. I think Florida would be right in the crosshairs for him.
Wouldn't that be wild if two? Are you talking about Lanning to Florida or Alabama?
Alabama.
Alabama.
You look at a defensive mind, like that's the other thing too. With Kalen DeBoer, they went and they got the offensive guy. You know, they're like, we want to go get a guy like Saban, and they're not getting Kirby. And there's no one else that really fits that mold. But the big thing for Dan Lanning is, I mean, you're going to have to take a step back. He would have to want to come back to the South because from a recruiting standpoint and the NIL that he would have at his disposal, that'd be taking a step back from Oregon to Alabama. And in this new age of college athletics, we're actually starting to see that disparity where Alabama's not on as high as a playing field as, you know, they were with having Nick Saban at the helm.
Bob, you got to run?
Yeah, I want to go. Said I wasn't going to do it,
Nico.
but I'm intrigued by watching Nico fail. I just saw the replay of the fumble. Got to go.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping in here, and we will see you back for Overreaction Monday on the drive.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys. Good talking to you. Let's take this one in. Get ready for a big week on Monday.
Appreciate you, Bob.
Absolutely. Bob Baskerville has left the building.
Watch his Colts lose tomorrow, I guess. I think they get the Jags.
They play the Dolphins.
Oh, they get Dolphins. That's what it was. I knew it was Florida team.
The Daniel Jones era begins.
Shout out to PJ Fleck in Minnesota. They're 2-0 after a 66-0 win over Northwestern State.
Boat still
There
rolling.
you go, Davey.
9 players scoring touchdowns for the Gophers today. Michigan State is losing, and my parlay is in shambles. You feel me, Joshy boy? You feel me when I tell you my parlay, Joshy boy? It's in shambles.
I'm sorry, Russ.
It's in shambles.
Well, I kind of made a back up for losing that Ole Miss bet. I took USF live at plus 630 today while I was in concourse at halftime. Yeah.
Let's go, JB. Attaboy.
Yes.
Nice winner.
So, thank you, Russ. So, before I get to my evaluation on the game today, Davey, what do you think tomorrow, man? Do you think how do you think we play? Do you think we cover against Denver tomorrow?
I think we cover. I don't see us winning the game, though. But like I said, let's see what we can get from Cam Ward game one. And I just want to see Brian Callahan take the next step as a head coach. So,
same. Yeah. I don't know if I told you before, Davey, messaging back and forth. I think we're going to see a lot of highs with Cam this season, but I think we'll see some lows as well as a rookie.
Yeah, man, and that's to be expected. I do think they've done a better job at solidifying the offensive line, so he's not going to be running for his life as much. And it just really does come down to, are we able to kind of get separation at the wide receiver position? Because we definitely are having a lot of unproven guys take the field there early. But I could see them just absolutely forcing the ball towards Calvin Ridley. So that might be something to keep an eye on from a fantasy perspective.
True. Well, Russ, guys, what did you think about Joey's performance today? He was 23 for 31, 288 passing, 2 TDs, no interceptions, and he had a 74.3 quarterback rating.
I thought it was just another really nice performance from Joey Aguilar, man. I'm excited. I think that the number one thing he does, he looks just so much more calm and in control of things than Nico did. And, you know, you got to be able to manage the game first before you can go and make the plays. And I felt like Nico could make a play here and there, but he didn't really manage the game well.
Sure.
I think Joey might be kind of the opposite, but it gets tougher this week, man. I mean, it's just not going to be anything easy about Georgia. We got to have a great game plan. We got to empty the kitchen sink at these guys. And let's go out here and get it, man. What an opportunity for Josh Heupel here early in year 5. Well. Have, I don't know if this would be as big as beating Alabama in 2022, but it might be. I mean, this is a signature win. This would immediately go on his Mount Rushmore of W's he's had here.
I think it'd be just as big as the Alabama one.
I agree.
I really do. I mean, And, Alabama's Alabama, though. But damn, he's been tormenting us for years now. We can never take that next step we want to take until we beat Georgia.
That's true. Yeah. Russ, can we go ahead and say that Star Thomas is probably the best efficient running back on this team?
That's an interesting topic, Joshy boy. He definitely got the most carries today while the game was on the line anyway in the first half. It seems like I don't know if they're just trying to feed him carries to see what they got, and they know what they have with Bishop and Lewis, but that was really interesting today. 12 carries for Star, only 3 for Bishop, and Bishop just continues. Every time he touches the ball, good things happen. That's another thing I'll be really interested to see next week is how we divvy up the carries at running back.
And I kind of been preaching because I'm a big Peyton Lewis guy. He had 8 carries today. I think he should get a little bit more carries. I think he can be really efficient if he gets more carries.
I think they've just seen
that big Derrick Henry body.
Davey, how do we divvy up these carries?
I think you're going to see a lot more from Deshaun Bishop next week. I think they just saw 3, and they're like, this guy's actually the leader in our clubhouse. You can just see the breakaway ability, his ability to make guys miss, too, on tackles. I think they were just saying, we're just shutting him down early. He's going to get a heavy force come Saturday against Georgia.
And it's been a while since we've had a big, rugged back like that. And I like big backs, and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him feed it to the beaver 20 times next week.
Beaver.
Yeah. Pound that beaver in between the tackles, and let's see if we can't rough them up a little bit at the line of scrimmage.
Guys, I'm going to have a pretty big play on us to cover against Georgia next week. I'm also going to sprinkle on the money line. I really think we can beat Georgia next week. I feel like this is the best time to get the dogs this coming week because, like Jesse said, Gunnar Stockton, this is his first true road start. It's going to be tough walking into Neyland, one of the most toughest places to play in college football. And out the door, Russ, I got a winner for you tomorrow if you want to take it, and Davey if you want to. Nick Westbrook, Akine, anytime touchdown for the Dolphins. Have a good night. Go Big Orange, guys. See ya.
Love Nick Westbrook, Akine. My favorite Titan scrub wide receiver of all time, maybe.
I don't know if I can go with Josh on that one. I hope he's right. When I look at the Mike McDaniel offense, his targets aren't spread out. They just pretty much go to the same 2 or 3 people. And right now it's still going to be, I would be shocked if it's not Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Devon Achane as far as who's getting all the targets in Miami. But hope NWI does well. I will say, talking about Georgia, they do have a bye after Tennessee, so it's not a position where they're going to be looking ahead to something else unless they're just ready for the bye, but they shouldn't be 3 weeks into the season and not having played a single difficult opponent yet.
Bear, enjoy the show. It's 6:30 out there. The night is young. What's the plan?
I don't know. That we were just sitting here talking when I was having the mic trouble, and it just dawned on us. My brother asked me, what's the night game? And we are watching the night games right now. I don't know. I think we're going to go out, maybe find, there's some spots where they have really good, street tacos and stuff. Just go out and drive around, get some tacos, and get ready for tomorrow.
Have you hit up
I thought you were going to say we're going to go find a couple of hooas.
A couple of hooas.
Bear, have you hit up the pharmacy yet?
What?
Have you hit up your pharmacy yet?
Maybe. Maybe.
Doctor give you some good stuff? Help you feel better?
I mean, this is the land of milk and honey out here, dude.
How high
kind
are
of
you going to
place.
be when Liam and Noah walk out on that stage tomorrow?
Jupiter. That's where I'll be watching from. It's everywhere out here. I mean, it's totally legal.
Well, be safe, my friend. Enjoy the show. I hope
Always.
you can remember some of it.
Oh, I'll remember every bit of it. I'm going to see. It's going to be an absolutely biblical show. They have godlike talent, and it's going to be a blast.
Biblical
And
show.
I got to hang out with Mark Nagy in Los Angeles. Boom.
That's the highlight. That's the highlight of your trip.
Oh, getting to hang with Nagy?
You meet
The
any other
American-
you meet any fan run listeners at the watch party?
No, left some stickers, left some information with them out there. So if they ever see Tennessee fans out here in La La Land, to make sure to steer them towards fan run and what we have and what we do at the post game.
You could have just lied and said, "Yeah, people coming up like fan run is loud and proud out here." The one time you don't lie, you make us look bad.
I don't like how you do that, man. And to be quite honest with you, I've got some supporters on that that feel like you're basically Soviet era propaganda machine against me usually.
Come on, Bear. Don't look back in anger.
Shut the hell up, Davey. All right. You guys get out of there. Get home safe. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
All right, see you, buddy. Bear checking in from the Golden State. Wrapping up the voluntary reaction. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 865-966-3435. Big thanks to Boss Man Ryan and the Hulk for helping set up. Everything's gone swimmingly tonight here on the Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. And, of course, Davey Hudson of Outkick checking in with us from Nashville. I mean, we're all over the place. Knoxville, Nashville, L.A. Haven't had anybody check in from down under yet. Rex, if you're still down there, mate, give us a shout. Doug is next. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey guys, it's Desert Ball.
Desert Ball, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Good to talk to you, Davey. Good to see you at the Cove last month.
Yeah, bud.
Just want to take a minute talk about the win. Just good effort by the Vols. We got free cookies on Monday. We got free body armor tomorrow. So, doubly good weekend. Really happy for Mike Matthews having that game. I've been waiting for him to have a breakout.
Yeah, man. It felt like there was a noticeable intent to get him the ball, get him involved. Mike Matthews today, 6 catches for 111 yards. How about Brazel with 9 catches for 125 yards? We're going to need those guys next week. Playmakers are going to have to step and make plays. George is going to be very physical in their coverage, bump and run coverage, and those guys are going to have to get open and make plays.
But also, before I go, I want to give a shout out to my other alma mater, ETSU. Just watching them play UT is kind of surreal because when I went to school there between 08 and 12, they didn't have a football program. They had dropped it, a decade before. Like when you walked around campus, all their money had been invested in baseball and soccer. Like you walk around on a Saturday and you see it's game day signs everywhere. It was for soccer, not for football. So the fact they brought the program back and they've been able to win a couple of SoCon titles and come to Neyland a couple of times, it's just really special.
Hey, that's a good point, man. I'm glad you brought that up. That program, I mean, those of us of a certain age remember the mini dome up there, which is still there, by the way, and it's their offices and everything now. And that program went away for a long time. And if they were looking, if it were now, they probably wouldn't be able to restart it because of the revenue sharing and all that stuff. I don't know, but it is cool that they brought that back. They have a beautiful stadium up there in Johnson City that they've built. And, Coach Fulmer, Carl Torbush, Randy Sanders, all the guys that had hands, George Quarles, and bringing ETSU football back. I don't like playing these games. I don't like seeing SEC teams play FCS opponents. I just think it's a waste of time. But it's cool that, kids and families have the opportunity to go there and play there and all that stuff. And I wish them nothing but the best in this uncertain future that we're entering in for college football, because I love football at all levels, man. High school football is great. FCS, my parents went to Furman. I grew up going to games in Greenville. I love that level of football, and I hope it continues to work for them. I just don't think that we need to see many 72-3 games.
No, they're usually better than that. So, hey, to put up 17, though, I mean, they played admirably, even though one touchdown was like 6 yards. But
yeah, nothing to hang their hats about at all.
But, just proud of both teams and having a great Saturday. Hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks, Desert Vol. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Doug.
Do what?
No, I was just saying thanks for the call. Yeah, I mean, ETSU, you mentioned the baseball and stuff. I mean, they got us when the Vols were #1 earlier this year. It's a good program. They made the NCAA tournament too in baseball, didn't they?
I believe so. They've had some big basketball wins over the years. I mean, it's just it's a cool spot. We all wish the best for ETSU, right? And they have some cool uniforms too, man. I like that thing with the yellow and purple, kind of like almost an Ole Miss vibe going on there.
Yeah.
Well, Davey, I believe we have broken it down to levels beyond scientific here this afternoon on the program, and indeed this evening as we get set to go and watch the NFL. I was talking about Bears' potential drug use out there in the Golden State. Did you see the story, Davey, about the 4 hikers who had to be rescued? I'm not sure where they were hiking, but after, they suffered a, quote, debilitating high.
I believe that was in upstate New York, if memory serves. But are you insinuating that there could be a story about Bear going missing and needing a rescue?
I hope not, but I don't understand. To each their own here. Everybody be safe. Party how you want to party. But to me, and listen, I had my wild times back in college. I smoked a left-handed cigarette once or twice back in my day. I've been smashed. I never understood, hey, let's go hiking and take a bunch of drugs. Let's go to the concert and take a bunch of drugs. You want to remember the concert. You want to be able to remember your way home. These dudes, they're in upstate New York. They were suffering from a, quote, debilitating high, according to NBC News. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Forest Rangers had to go rescue them about 20 miles west of Woodstock. They called the original caller admitted the group had consumed mushrooms, and one of them was experiencing a debilitating high, which I guess is what we used to call a bad trip back in my day.
That would make sense. Did they say how long they were out there? I only ask because, you hear about some of these and it's like a day. It takes days before they realize it. But I don't know. I've never partaken in that type of substance, so I can't really speak to it. We should have kept Bear on for this story.
Officials added that one of the hikers lost their car keys, which rangers recovered the next day in a sling bag with the keys under a log in tall ferns. They're on the psilocybin mushrooms. You never had the magic mushrooms, Davey?
No, I can't say that I have.
I just never wanted to consume anything that's evidently grown on cow shit. Hey, you want to eat these? No, not really. You want to eat cow shit?
Do you hear the story?
Yeah, but you'll see all the colors. You'll be able to see the music. Oh, yeah, I bet you will. Just go ahead and eat the entire turd. I bet you'll see a lot of things.
You mentioned no one had called in from Australia. Do you remember the story of the woman who's now being tried for murder because she went out and got a very poisonous type of mushroom and then used that to, I believe it was, make a beef Wellington to serve her in-laws?
I do remember that.
I
Yeah.
think like 3 out of 4 people that consumed it died, and she was estranged from her husband. It was just like some crazy stuff. So I don't even, man, like the stuff that would go through your mind. But no, I've never thought about like, let's partake in these types of substances. That even the idea of just having a terrible trip, and it's just like you think your entire world is crumbling around you. It's, even if that's not the case, why even put yourself in that position? I'm sure these guys in New York, they're going to get hit with a check for rescuers having to come out there and get them.
Now, I remember that freshman year in Reese Hall. We were hanging out as like a Friday night or something, and some guys on the floor had gotten into the mushrooms, and I just remember this kid was like lying on the floor of his bathroom, like the Reese Hall bathroom, which is disgusting. He was like, "I'm dying, man. I'm going to die. Call my dad." I was like, "I don't think you want to call your dad, buddy. I think you're like, whoa." There was a conversation. Should we just call the ambulance and then like dump him out behind Reese Hall and then like wash our hands of it? I think we got him some water and some Fruit Loops, and he was okay. If my memory serves me correctly.
A combo can cure almost anything, Russ.
Absolutely. All right, Davey. Well, appreciate you. Appreciate all the listeners, all the callers for making it happen again here tonight on the Voluntary Reaction post-game extravaganza. Appreciate the Big Orange for coming through with the big win. Davey, any parting thoughts?
Hey, we got through the FCS opponent without any major injuries. That was the biggest thing I was looking for. You got some younger guys, some opportunities, but hey, I mean, all attention is on next week. College game day, going to be an electric atmosphere. I remember the last time Tennessee was playing Georgia here. It was incredible. Some of the loudest I've ever heard. Great first possession. We're going to pretend the game ended after that one, but hopefully a much better outcome. Excited to see what Josh Heupel has in store when the Bulldogs come to town next Saturday.
For Davey and Brett, I'm Russell. Have a great evening. We'll do it again next week on the Voluntary Reaction.